What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Alex G alongside Mal, and this is the A Couple of Things podcast where we are here to talk about a couple of things. I can never do that intro without doing those pauses in between. It just sounds better. YouTube? No, I said hey everybody. Oh,
because last time you said hey YouTube.
And the very last one?
Mm-hmm. I watched it and I was like, oh, you messed up.
Well, I hate doing the intro. We should just not even have it as big.
Yeah, we had to say hi. Oh wait,
you could just start talking.
Let me try and then see this episode since old ladies wouldn't come in our comments saying that I mumble.
Anyway, so getting right.
She asked if we have day jobs. Yeah, we do. How do you think we live in this apartment? Duh. Are you stupid? Sorry.
It would be great if you didn't bring up comments like.
No, but I was just thinking about that and it got me mad. It's okay. It's not like we're a huge audience.
No, I know we're not, but you know.
So I could.
But they ain't here for that.
No, I just wanted to say a little quick thing.
Nah. Let's get right into it.
I'm just letting people know if they come into our comments, I'm always gonna clap back. So come at your own risk. I can guarantee you.
Your mic is backwards too.
It's backwards? How?
It's not supposed to face that way. You want to start over?
No. It's okay. This is the realness of it. All right, I'm ready.
Anyway, we're gonna get right into it. I'm gonna live and die on my word. I don't care about opinions, any of that kind of stuff. But this topic has been beaten to death. Obviously, you guys could probably just guess it's the Chris Rock, Will Smith altercation at the Oscars. This topic has been abused, not that deep.
And we record on today's Saturday, so we record on Saturdays, and the Oscars was Sunday. So
yeah, so
unfortunately we missed it by one day.
And if you're even listening to this in itself, like, you know, shout out to you.
Yeah, you know, it's literally a week late.
If you're watching the clip itself, but if you're watching the normal pod, thank you for your support as always. But yeah, this topic has been abused by everybody threw their 2 cents in. I think part of the issue with that is it's so messy because then people try to make it about themselves and it's like people aren't even talking about the situation.
Everybody try to relate this to themselves.
Yeah, it's like, all right, bro.
They're like, oh, well, if it was my wife, it's
not your wife.
It's not your wife. You would never be at the Oscars. It's not your wife's never going to be at the Oscars. It's not about you.
Yeah, you weren't invited.
Yeah, so and you won't never be.
I just wanted to throw that out there because even though we're talking about a topic, I don't want it to make it seem like we're qualified to talk about a topic, if that makes sense. We're just talking about it because everybody's talking about it. Yeah, and giving a take that, you know, most people didn't have.
And giving a take of us thinking for ourselves. But a lot of people, I feel like their takes are just internet takes.
Yeah, everybody's
sheep.
Gets their personality off the internet.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So you want to hear how we really feel about it.
So, to keep a real quick summary of what happened, Chris Rock made a joke saying that he can't wait for G.I. Jane 2 to come out, which I can guarantee you that 99% of people that were talking about it never watched G.I. Jane.
99% of people probably weren't even born yet.
Yeah, like
that movie came out in 1999.
Yeah.
We were 3.
Y'all had to Google what G.I. Jane was.
Yeah.
So that's first and foremost. A lot of people
who are on the internet now, you know, it's 21-year-olds. They weren't even born yet.
Yeah, so people
born in 2000.
People are being offended about a movie that they don't even have context into the movie. You never even watched the movie. But Chris Rock, it's questionable whether he wrote it because, in my opinion, I don't think he wrote it. I heard
he didn't.
Yeah, I would
on a teleprompter.
I would assume he didn't write it. Like usually those things aren't written. Ricky Gervais is probably the only person that just goes off of off of his mind.
But then what's the point of having him host if someone's writing it for him?
Because it's the personality and the delivery and the recognition of, okay, this is Chris Rock. We know who this is.
Yeah.
But usually for those award shows, it's all teleprompter because it's the Grammys or the Oscars or the
it has to be
Tonys or whoever. Yeah. They're trying to make their show be their show. But he made a joke, whether he wrote it or not, who cares? He still, said the joke, comparing her to G.I. Jane, which was a movie about a Demi Moore, I believe, is the actress that was in the movie. She had her head shaved, which is used to be a common thing for people in the military. They actually had to get the military cut, which was just a buzz cut, no fade, no edge. Not anymore. Yeah, not anymore. So the joke was supposed to say that Jada looked like Demi Moore in that movie. So that's just the quick summary. Now, my opinion, first and foremost, to me, the joke was you can't tell people what to be offended by or what they can consider insulting.
Yeah.
Especially if you're the one delivering it. So that's, just got to preface it by saying that. But the joke wasn't even anything demeaning or like, he didn't call her ugly. Like there was none of that. He just said, Jada doesn't have much hair.
Yeah.
Demi Moore didn't have much hair in the movie.
Yeah.
That was it. He didn't say Jada was ugly. I don't think that he would ever say that or think that. I don't think that even the public thinks that. But, intent versus how it is received, two different things. But me personally, I didn't think the joke was that crazy. Bald people get clowned all the time.
Yeah, and like, I know a lot of people, they try to make this a black woman thing. Like, oh, black women are always laughed in the butt of the joke and all that. But it's like at the same time, like, it's hard because people always have this issue with comedians. They're like, oh, well, not everything's funny. And people are going to start learning that you can't make jokes about certain things. But it's like, then what's the point? Like for me, honestly, dark humor is my favorite. And like not super dark humor, but I like when, like that's why like I like Dave Chappelle. He will touch on like the touchy subjects. And even this wasn't like that touchy in my opinion. I mean, I don't know what it's like dealing with alopecia, but I don't know. Somebody who said their son suffers from alopecia said that they feel like Jada's wasn't as severe. Even though it's still, she deals with it. She said that her son, when you buzz the hair off, it doesn't grow back like her. You know how hers grew back and it's like,
It's like fuzzy.
They said people who have alopecia is spotty.
You saw I had it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't grow like how hers does.
I was
not trying to downplay Jada, but it's like.
Because alopecia is like just hair loss in general, right? Like technically male pattern baldness could also be considered alopecia at the same time. And
it's like, was she actually diagnosed with that? Or did she just was losing hair? Maybe that comes with becoming an older woman and just concluded that she had alopecia and just threw that out there.
Well, I wouldn't be able
I would hope she didn't do that.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Because and women don't even typically like lose their hair like that anyway.
Yeah, they don't lose it in like a lot.
Not the way that men do. But, regardless, I can understand somebody making a joke about something that you're sensitive of.
Especially as a woman.
At the time.
As a woman, we really only have like, our hair is important.
But you know what the crazy part about that part is?
You can wear wigs, clearly.
I was like, hair matters to men too. Like men be going out and getting hair transplant surgery.
Time. Like, oh, his hairline's receding.
Yeah, Tory Lanez.
Yeah, the Tory Lanez. But
Tiger.
I could bet you half of the people who made tweets about Tory Lanez, you could search there and then see what they said about the Will situation. Like people are very crazy. There's a whole
we call the certain cut the George Jefferson, which is a
black men always get it. And honestly, like you said, for men, hair is really important for because that's really all you have. Girls, we could put wigs on easily. Like wigs are more generally accepted for women. Like a man will get clowned if he wore a wig. A man, if they would clown the men that were doing like lace fronts or like the little fake hair.
Yeah.
But women, we can easily cover her stuff like that, like alopecia or any hair problems. We have makeup. We have a whole bunch of stuff. Men really have nothing. Like if you don't have your hair, then you kind of like, that's a huge insecurity for men, and women clown on it all the time.
Hold up, guys.
Hypocrites.
Let me just show you. Wait, hold up. I got waves. I'm not bald. I said I had alopecia, but
No, your hair grew back.
Yeah,
I don't think it was alopecia. You just had some type of like infection or something.
Well, I still do actually. Technically, in the center of my head, you could see it.
But how you know it's alopecia? Could just be hair loss.
Because that's what alopecia is.
Oh.
It's just hair loss. But alopecia.
I thought it was like a specific.
There's the difference is that alopecia is kind of like random. Like remember when I had like the spots, randomly? That would be more so alopecia. Like male pattern.
I thought that might have been from like the blade though. Something got like something got in your hair.
Yeah, but then when I got it checked out, they were like, nah, because you would be able to see the infection basically. It would be an infection. Like,
I mean, it grew back at least.
Yeah. But, it's just funny to see like the kind of hypocrisy. And I'm not trying to make this an anti-black woman thing because it is important.
Like I feel good for us, like just to make this clear, we are more so on the side of, we like to play devil's advocate and just call it hypocrisy. That's really like lots of times I realize like a lot of my takes are just simply calling out hypocrisy.
Yeah. Let me give
I just don't like sheep. I don't like followers. I don't like how people just internet, like are stuck on social media and just go whatever is trending. I don't like you guys. I don't. So I feel like I had to be like, I had to play devil's advocate.
Yeah, to give my specific take, I think that, and then we could get into everything else. My specific take is, one, it was soft to do it. It was soft to slap him in the context of where it was.
Yeah.
It was soft to slap the specific person that said it. And that's because if, like you mentioned, Dave Chappelle or Snoop Dogg or Shaq or like even Jerry Seinfeld, Ricky Gervais or mad different comedians, if they would have said that same joke, it wouldn't have been the same. No. It wouldn't have been the same response.
Knew that Chris Rock was somebody he could easily pick on.
Yeah, because if
you're weak for that, Will.
If 50 Cent said that, you're not getting on stage and hitting 50 Cent. And to me, it's not just about how tough the person saying it is. Yeah. It's about who the person is. Yeah. Like, you're not going to go put your hands on Jerry Seinfeld because that's Jerry Seinfeld.
Like, you feel you could do that to Chris Rock, though, because it's like,
yeah,
it's Chris Rock. It's
not the toughest guy and whatever. And me saying the location and the timing is just because he's not going to do anything back. And, I'm not picking a side specifically, but just pointing out all details of it. So I, at least, for Chris Rock, I respect him not,
like reacting,
and he kind of kept it as professional. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's why you saw he was like, he just slapped me.
Yeah.
He was like,
I think he was just in shock, like, honestly. Because I think that's like, even somebody that would fight back, I feel like they still would be in shock. But then they would probably run off the stage.
Yeah.
And it would be so embarrassing.
Yeah, and then it would have been a mess. But Will knew that wasn't going to happen. That's why he did it. He knew he wasn't going to chase out them.
Will was just so crazy.
And then he sat back in the
and
thing.
And it was all screaming. Like, that's so embarrassing. Like, do you not feel stupid? Like, okay, I get it. Yeah, maybe you felt like your wife was suspected, whatever. But it's a time and a place. Like, being a real man, and like that's embarrassing to Jada too. Like, you just added way more attention to that. Now the whole world knows you have alopecia. I didn't know she had alopecia. I thought she just wanted her hair short.
Me too. And
now the whole world knows.
I literally never knew that. I just thought, okay, she likes her hair short because there's nothing wrong with short hair.
Mm-mm.
Like,
or being like bald.
I know I said we're going to keep a specific time limit on this topic, but if we want to really get into it, I feel like part of the reason why Black women care about their hair so much is because of white women.
Probably.
Boom, hot take.
Well, that's kind of proven, because if you think about it, in the first place, the emphasis on our hair started with slavery and white supremacy, because that's when we really start caring for our hair, because that's like when the hot comb and all that stuff was invented and us straightening our hair, all that was like during slavery.
Yeah.
It's because of our hair was like demeaned and everything, and we weren't professional.
Which is unfortunate, but the only reason
that's really the deep rooted issue here.
And that's why I wanted to bring it up, because it's not like there's a issue with Black women having pride in their hair, and it's not like there's an issue with her being offended in his joke.
Yeah.
But at the root of it, I would love for Black women to shake.
Why do we care?
Why do you care
about our hair so much? It's hair.
Yeah, like
sometimes it falls out. Sometimes, like, it sucks, but it's hair. And like I said, women, we have wigs. Like, yeah, it's still your real hair, and you're still gonna be upset about it. But it's not. For me, I feel like it's not the end of the world. Like, we have ways to still look good.
Yeah. I feel like I'm not being cohesive in my thoughts, but I'm not condemning him for doing it, but in
just there
the place that he did it. If you want to slap him after the fact,
like, for me, it's like, it's just the lack of emotional intelligence, because it's like, where is the thought that this is not going to be smart? This is not going to be smart. Like, you have to have something in you that stops you enough emotional intelligence to be like, no, we're at the Oscars. I'm most likely going to win my first one tonight. That literally, the slap overshadowed him winning his first Oscar. Like, and now you resigned from the Academy. Like, look at all that. You couldn't wait until the show was over.
Yeah, pop on him after the fact. Yeah. That's why I said I'm not mad at because you can't tell people what they can and can't be offended by. So if you're that offended and you wanted to defend your wife, then do it after the fact. And
people we having beefs that be
you never
for weeks or months, and then but so something pops off and you couldn't wait 2 hours.
It's like, damn, man. But
looking stupid.
And I don't feel like the joke was that crazy, but
it wasn't. But like we said, we don't know what Will has went through behind the scenes with Jada. And Jada could have been crying, obviously having to go through a lot.
And there's also, supposedly some history between all three of them anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, my mom was telling me about that. Like apparently, like Jada and Chris, they didn't really have a thing, but like I don't know, something.
Yeah, well, I didn't hear that, so that's news to me. But I'm talking more so about
like the friendship.
they had beef about the Oscars before.
Oh, when he made a joke before.
Yeah,
yeah, because he was like, she wasn't there.
She wasn't invited. Yeah, he was like, "How you gonna boycott something you weren't invited to?"
Yeah, something like that.
That's but it's true though. Like,
yeah, but I guess, but from Will's perspective, it's like, wow, so we're here again, and you still got jokes. Like,
yeah, he just picked.
He could have joked on anybody else in the audience.
I guess to really like summarize it for real, Chris Rock told the wrong joke, wrong time to the wrong person in the wrong time.
Yeah,
and Jada pulls the strings in the relationship for sure.
Yeah, that's what I kind of want to get into real quick too.
And she definitely nudged him. Clearly she didn't tell him to go do it, but
she gave him a look. Most likely.
Yeah.
She just gives me manipulative vibes. I don't like them. I don't like that family. I'm sorry. I don't. You guys can kill me. I don't. Will Smith did a lot for the world with media and entertainment. But I never really liked them. They're weird, especially ever since the whole Red Table Talk and the whole entanglements and August Alsina thing. That family is just weird to me. I'm sorry, and I just feel like Jada's really, like you said, manipulative. And I think because we saw multiple angles. I think he laughed at first. Maybe sometimes you just laugh. You're not really paying attention. So I think he didn't really catch what the joke was, and maybe he realized. And then I think Jada gave him a look because she instantly was upset.
Yeah, I think that he was giving a courtesy laugh. Like,
just laughing.
Yeah, just laughing because they go around and joke. They do this every year.
Yeah, and you know the camera's on you.
Yeah, it's like haha, yeah, but he's not really like. He probably didn't like the joke, but he wasn't gonna go do it. Wasn't clearly it wasn't enough to warrant going and putting your hands on somebody.
Right, immediately. It's not like he immediately was like, oh, let me go out there. But I think Jada because Jada, you saw she was annoyed. Mm-hmm. I think she then looked over at him, and that's when he went up. Yeah. And then you saw the other angle when he sat back down. Jada didn't even look at him. Like if my husband went up on a stage and did all that in front of millions, when he sat back down, I'd be like, you good? You okay? She was looking at him the whole time. Like at Chris Rock. Like, that's weird, right?
Yeah, the angle was kind of nuts.
Yeah, and you could see she was just staring the whole time like this, looking at Chris Rock.
That is
like your husband didn't just embarrass himself in front of all these people. Like I would have been like, are you okay? You
Unless they talked about it beforehand.
When?
Like unless because.
Like beforehand, like before
the show, like if they're probably because they were. I didn't watch it, so from my understanding, from what I heard from other people, is that they made the open relationship jokes, Chris Rock and some other people, whatever. So they probably talked about it before the show. Like we're probably gonna get joked on in here, and if somebody says something too far, she gonna give him a look. He gonna go run up and slap. But still, somebody.
Even after you actually did it though, you still come back and be like you good, you okay? Like try to calm down, like you okay? Even if you just look at him, like she didn't even look at him. She was still looking at Chris Rock the whole time. I don't know. She just really gives me really manipulative vibes. We wouldn't have even known about all the cheating and stuff if it wasn't for her and her Red Table Talk, like, and the whole entanglements thing and her making a joke out of it. It's just, I feel like there's a lot of emotional stuff going on behind the scenes with him and her. And like the Tupac stuff still is over his head. I just feel like it's a very like emotionally manipulative relationship. And we don't know their relationship, but that's why I perceive it as. And he might have snapped. Like she probably looked at him a certain way, and he was like, he knew he had to get up, or he was about to hear her all night.
Yeah, and then I
hate women that do that to their men. This is so.
Yeah, I think he's just tired of being a butt of jokes and stuff like that. Especially because Will Smith is Will Smith.
Yeah, and your whole name got overshadowed by like that drama,
Red Table Talk thing. It's so sad because what the thing is, like I always viewed Will as that. Like Will, Bad Boys, like the movies, like Will was always Will, like. Forever
and ever since this now I just think of their family stuff and
I don't know, like even him doing YouTube and stuff like that, it was like damn, it's like I don't know, like the mysticism went away, something went away with the way I perceived him.
It just sucks because like sometimes it's scary kind of seeing like people like that, not really like, well I guess you could say icons, but people that you grew up with turning like their legacy turning into.
Listen, we're gonna do a couple of podcasts bingo here and that's how I feel about Kanye with a lot of different things.
And that's why it does worry me about Kanye, because it's like, dang, come on, please don't ruin your legacy. Like, you can never ruin your legacy, but please don't let this be the thing that people remember you by for the next 30 years, Like this, this is on you now. The whole Pete Skeet thing, like.
Yeah. So he was tired of being a butt of jokes. It was the wrong joke. Of her messing with him. Whoa. Not go through that.
Not tired of her literally, but like.
Wrong joke, wrong time. Wrong person saying the joke probably.
Yeah.
Wrong thing to joke about. Like it probably was just everything was just a culmination of terrible things to happen. That's what makes somebody snap. But if you look at it, I don't think that he went up. I think he went up there to just say something. But then Chris Rock made that extra joke.
Oh, yeah. Who did he say?
He called him Richard.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was like, all right, but
but what was he gonna get up there to do though? Come on, he was gonna slap him.
No, I actually don't think that he was going to, because I feel like his body language changed after that. After he said, "Oh, it's Richard," but I could be wrong.
What do you think he was gonna do?
I think that he was just gonna probably curse him out. Yeah, I thought he was gonna honestly take the mic, say, "Keep on always being blah 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 blah." The crowd goes like, "Oh," and then that was gonna be it. But then Chris Rock joked again.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, and then Will's like, all right, now you think it's a joke, and then he slapped him. Still soft, but you know.
I thought it was honestly staged at first. I was like, nah, not with him. Not when he started cursing in the crowd. Cause like,
yeah, after I saw that, I was like, yeah no.
Cause and some TV networks didn't catch it in time, so the curse was on, like live TV.
Yeah, so you know, all in all, it's been crazy. I mean, we've kind of gone. You know, just to add, Netflix is dropping one of his movies that I guess that they were working on.
What? Okay, so this is sometimes though I do feel like they take it too far with the like repercussions.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they do take it too far sometimes. Like threat to take away the award is kind of like extra. It's dropping. Because
why does Netflix drop Will Smith over that, but didn't drop?
Yeah, why we watch House of Cards?
Yeah, I'm watching House of Cards now. It's like,
and that's another thing too. Like the palm-colored people talking about this was the most violent and traumatic thing they've seen on live television. I'm like, wasn't 9/11 on TV? Because that was traumatic, and I was 5. I barely remember before, but
yeah.
I'm like people were really saying this was sort of traumatic, and all these celebrities speaking out and getting dragged. And
you know what? Personally,
I'm like, sorry to any white people out there, but I don't want to hear you guys talk about violence. Your kids shoot up schools. Your ancestors colonized and killed the whole world. You guys used to have lynching parties and watch my ancestors hang on trees. You guys don't need to speak on violence. Respectfully. Thanks.
The thing is, I don't even think it was that deep. Like
it wasn't.
But like, I mean, like, no, seriously. I don't even think him hitting him was that deep. Literally the only part that I care about is where it was done. And that's not because it's the Oscars, and I don't care about prestige. I don't care about Grammys. I don't care about the whole whiteness of it. But it's just the fact that it's on a stage in front of millions of people. Yeah. And then you did that. That's my only gripe.
The thing is, too, you like, we always say this, like sometimes like, the rules of life and the rules of certain things are stupid, but it's like, that's where the emotional intelligence comes in. You knew that if you do something stupid like that, you might lose the Oscar. You might get kicked out. You might lose stuff. And I know people can't think about all that in an instant, but it's like, come on. I would never, like, if I was famous, I would never do no stupid stuff like that in public. I don't care what happened.
Literally beat him up after the show, and then we're cool.
You could have texted him and be like, hey, meet me here. You didn't even have to hit him, honestly. If the joke wasn't that crazy, you still could have talked it out.
Yeah, or hit him.
Yeah, or hit him. You know, but do it behind the scenes.
You defend your wife, go ahead. But also... now slap everybody else that ever makes a joke about that. Slap everybody else that ever made any jokes before that joke. Now you set the precedent that you're going to put hands on people. Yeah, go slap August. Go slap everybody then that's ever said anything. If 50 Cent makes a joke, go pull up on him and slap him.
You have to be consistent.
Slap him at the Oscars too. Like, let's be consistent. Because if you want to jump out there.
He wanted to do Chris Rock, and he knew Chris Rock was like, you know.
If you're feeling froggy, then jump.
He knew Chris Rock was not the type 2 to fight back.
Yeah.
Like you being a bully to someone who talked about being bullied.
Chris Rock's brother's involved too.
Yeah, he said something. I didn't watch it. He does comedy too.
Yeah,
he looked like he was speaking about it.
Yeah, he said.
But I know he was defending him on Twitter, saying he hasn't accepted the apology, and you know, I get that. That's your brother. If anybody messes with my sister, like, you know, Maya, all the stuff, issues I've had with people in the past, they be ready behind me.
He said, "You gonna hit my effing brother because your B gave you a side eye with a question mark."
And see, sometimes like that's me though as a sibling. That's what sometimes it is good having like people who don't have siblings. I feel bad because it is good to have people that will stand up for you sometimes.
That's rolling with you for no matter what.
Because Chris Rock's not gonna say all that, but he's like, I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
The thing about me and Maya too, all 3 of us are crazy. So you say one thing to any of us, it's smoke.
I feel like that was
smoke.
Eddie and Charlie Murphy too had that relationship.
Yeah.
Where Charlie was wilding out.
That's why I want to have at least 3 kids. Okay.
But yeah.
Sorry, kids have siblings.
This yeah. His brother's Tony Rock, by the way.
Yeah.
Said that Diddy lied about Chris and Will making amends. There's just a whole bunch of different things here. But
And Chris Rock is going to be in close to my hometown in like 2 weeks. My mom's still trying to get us to go. I told her just me and her in America.
Yeah. Jim Carrey spoke up about it.
Yeah.
Said he was sickened by the standing ovation that Will Smith got, and
they brought out all the dirt on Jim Carrey though. He cannot be talking. There's like a lot of stuff they brought up. Like I'm not sure all of it now. I can show you off camera, but it was like a whole bunch of dirt of him doing stuff. And it's like, look what you did here, or look at this and look at that, or look at who you defended before. And it's like, they be pulling people's cars. Like some celebrities be talking, not realizing their own past.
That's why I've always tried to be careful. Like,
yeah.
Like even before that whole cancel culture thing existed, literally I had a whole like software that would delete all your past tweets because
if I ever become famous,
it's over for you. For me, you can't find anything because all that stuff is gone. Like
my old account is, I don't know.
Because that's the thing. I think because growth can happen because they started pulling Will's card. Because they said that Will made that same joke about so and so on a TV show, clowning people's baldness and stuff like that from back in the day. Like they pulled out stuff from everywhere, and that's why
I think so many people don't realize things they've done in the past. And yeah, we could all grow and change, but that doesn't make you not a hypocrite about something that you've done. That's why you just don't say nothing.
That's why I try to be very consistent, and I know you hate it. But that's why I take really long pauses when I'm speaking on a camera versus when we're just talking separately. I'll go on forever. I try to take those pauses because it's forever. Once you put it out there, people download it in their phone at any point. They can go back and pull anything. Yeah, and people say this? People don't allow for growth, right? Like I think that Jim Carrey, where he's at today, I'm not sure whatever nasty stuff.
Something was recently like with him. This is some documentary, and like he was like reenacting throwing like. Saying he went to throw a bottle at the guy, the comedian. It was something. I'm gonna have to find it. Let me see if I can find it.
Not sure what that.
Well, it might take me forever to find it because that was like last week I saw it.
Yeah.
Or earlier this week, but.
Yeah, I just the only thing about the Jim Carrey thing that I enjoy when people, and I think everybody experiences that. Like, it's the dream of getting to. The acclaim of being an actor or a musician or whatever. And then I feel like they get there, you enjoy it for a little bit, the money, the tables you get to sit at, the restaurants, all that stuff, the glitz and glamour, all that cool stuff. And then I think for everybody, they have that moment where it's like, this is crazy. And I feel like Jim, I could be completely wrong, but at least in the way that he presents it, he's like, Hollywood is terrible. He hates it. Because you probably see some crazy stuff. It's like you're excited to get there, stuff, and then it probably gets insane. Like, nasty. Don't even want to try to even guess what be going on. But
yeah, I just feel like I don't know. I feel like the celebrities all getting involved and talking about it was very extra to me.
So extra.
And like you see, Zoe Kravitz got involved and she got dragged. And that was a scary thing about the internet and about this life is that you see how quick everybody loved her from Batman. It was like literally people were like. Gassing her up for the last month. Yeah, she said one thing about this, and now they was pulling up.
They were waiting for it.
Predator stuff and saying that she was trying to get at Jaden Smith.
Now with that thing,
and that connection is interesting.
That thing, I was like, is it a reach? No, I didn't think it was a reach. I was because if it was a male saying, she's 14, I gotta remember it. That's fucking crazy. That's a wild. That's statement.
So weird to say.
That's the craziest statement ever.
Like 14 is young.
Like, bro, at 14, what were you doing at 14? Where were we in 14? Freshman in high school.
Freshman, yeah.
I might have been 13 when I went to high school.
Yeah, I was 13 too. But we turned 14.
Turned 14 pretty quickly after that. But come on, bro, freshman in
high school.
Didn't even have a license. Didn't have nothing. Never drove a car. Like
we fresh out of middle school.
Crazy, bro.
Some people are 14 in middle school.
I was watching cartoons. Yeah. Still.
Making videos on my laptop, like me lip syncing Rockstar by Rihanna. Like I wasn't grown.
Because when they were trying to cancel her, I was like, all right, come on, y'all. Like
before this?
No. Like when they were trying to I'm like, all right, come on. This is cancel culture. They're trying to pull up some stuff. Then I read through the interview. I was like,
oh God.
Because I read all of it.
And that's crazy because that's like, where was all that information before when she was gassed up from Batman?
I just couldn't get my, like, why did she say that? Why do people? Yo, nobody.
Like, I don't give a about just interest themselves. Like, nobody wants your opinion. If you're in an interview and they ask you about it, okay, sure. And then you could even then be like, oh, I'm not really comfortable speaking on it. It's not my place. It's not my business. That's what I would say in an interview. Unless I really wanted to give like my 2 cents real quick.
Don't cast a stone in a glass house. That's it.
Yeah, if you are gonna criticize anybody, then you got to be perfect, and you can't have no dirt online, nothing.
Yo, I'm so sorry for anybody that's watching the podcast, not in the clip version, but the actual podcast, because I got even more to go for this one. Okay, I forgot. All of the rappers and people that were saying, first of all, everybody that was saying what they would have done to Will Smith, shut up. Like, nobody asked you.
Who's that guy, the sports commentator that was talking?
Who?
I don't think it was Sharp. It was something.
It wasn't what, Stephen A. Smith?
It was one. No, Sharp is the one who said it. Stephen A. Smith made that video. Remember?
I didn't watch any responses.
Yeah, Stephen A. Smith made a video not agreeing. Shannon Sharp on TV was like, I would have fought him or something. If that was me, if I was Chris Rock, like he was on Chris Rock's side. He's like something I would do hands, something along those lines.
Which I don't disagree, because Shannon Sharp is huge, and that's what I was saying. Like, he played football. He probably got CTE. So
no, but it's still just like the whole like, why is everybody saying what they're gonna do?
Exactly. It's like nobody asked you what you're gonna do. Like, I don't care.
You want to make this about you so bad.
We all know every guy would have beat up Chris Rock, and we all know that everybody who was on Chris Rock's side would have beat up Will Smith. We got you. Everybody's tough. We got it. But it's the rappers specifically that I had a problem with, because they were all support black women, empowerment and all that kind of stuff, which is fine. The concept of that, we do support our black women. Yeah. Not through everything. We support black women in positivity. We don't support their bullshit, because just because you're black doesn't mean that we got to support you. No, we could get you out of here too, even if you're black. And we're not supporting you just because your skin color. But the rappers were like, oh, defend the black women. It's like, wait, you just cheated on your girl 92 times, embarrassed her in front of the whole world, just like you did the exact same things. All your music is about degrading black women, or just degrading women in general. They're calling women out their name and all their music. The whole every lyric is B word this and B word that. And then now it's your wife. Like, go make some music about your wife then. Say how much you love her and turn it to an R&B singer. Just
because rap doesn't mean it's a requirement to talk about those things.
Yeah, like
your songs could literally be like, my wife's the baddest and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and you see what Chance the Rapper did that. You saw what happened to him. They hated the album.
Yeah, and Kanye does it a little bit, but then you see something that he gets back into it. But he does it a little bit.
Yeah, so I hate that. Like you said, we just point out hypocrisy, right? Like, I have my opinion. My opinion doesn't mean that, me having an opinion doesn't mean that I think that I'm right all the time. It's just that I don't like the throwing the stone when you're in a glass house. Like, don't tell me that you're defending black women, but you degrade black women, have them in lingerie and everything else, dancing in your videos. Like you said,
don't say that, oh, Chris Rock shouldn't have made that joke, but then we go back to your tweets from 5-6 years ago, and it's all Tory Lanez
no.
hairline.
Not even that. You could go back probably 2 weeks ago and they were clowning about somebody else, and we're not doing that. But that's all I got.
Fake social activists. That's why anytime this stuff happens, I just don't speak on it. The whole timeline is Ari and G Herbo, Will and Jada and Chris. Like, the whole week I've been like, I'm not being on Twitter. I'm not being on Instagram. Like, you guys need jobs. You guys need to get a life. There's no reason you should be on social media all day. Like, how do you sit on the internet all day and talk about it? If you want to give your opinion and tweet out once, make a little Instagram story post, go ahead. But all day?
And the difference
back-to-back days?
For y'all out there, the difference between them and what we doing is that we building this to try to make some money off this platform.
And we're only talking about this for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
We're not tweeting online. Like, the second that the mics are off and the camera's off, we'll probably watch a movie, edit my TikTok from me being out today. Like, I'm going to move on. But some people are so obsessed. Like, so obsessed.
Not getting paid for it. That's the thing. We doing this because there could be some money down the road.
Yeah. Look, we set up everything.
If there wasn't no money down the road, on God, I would not be talking about this. You know me. I would not be talking about this. Literally, our conversations outside the podcast are literally like way more intricate. We're talking about our future and investing in index funds. And we talk about fun stuff here and there too. But it's like, you be bringing up index funds every day. I know. Because leave them alone. That's all you got. What about derivatives? Come on, bring it to me. I'm not doing any of that. Forex. Let's talk about Forex. You got anything else on this one? Not really. That's like kind of my conclusion, is that they both were wrong, but I think Will Smith was more wrong. That's my opinion. They both were wrong. Chris maybe shouldn't have made that joke, and sometimes maybe we do need to think about the type of jokes that we make, and that they don't. If
sometimes they do rely on jokes being at the expense of others. Maybe you're not that funny, but I think Chris Rock is funny. But you know, just in general, and I think, yeah, maybe you could be a little bit more mindful with jokes. But regardless, I don't think the joke that he said was warranted of a slap in front of national television.
Why did nobody slap Ricky Gervais when he told the whole audience that they're responsible for Weinstein raping all those women?
Because he's white.
Okay. All right. So next topic.
No, for real.
Cardi B.
Yuck.
Jesus Christ.
Payola Queen.
So Cardi,
Payola Queen.
I don't know what that means.
Payola, that's when you pay the people to play your songs in radios, and I think you have like sex with like executives and radio execs to get your stuff played. They're saying that's like the foundation of Cardi B's success is Payola. Payola Queen. See? Payola. The practice of bribing someone to use their influence or position to promote a particular product or interest. Sorry, my screen is cracked. So like a bribe to get herself played on the radio.
Oh, so that's the slang version of quid pro quo, basically.
Yeah, but that's literally what, like when Cardi was first coming up and like Nicki and her have beef, that was like the main thing, like payola. Like Nicki was like, payola.
All right, well, me personally, I don't try to talk negatively about people in that context, so that's on you. I was just bringing up.
You know, I'm a Nicki fan. I'm not a stan fan.
Yeah. I have no issues with Cardi B, so you know you could stand on that on your own. I only brought her up because there was the backlash about her doing a New York drill song.
Could have Nicki.
Shortly after Nicki released her New York drill song with Fabio, even though they're all from New York.
Yeah.
Now the reason why
Cardi's from Brooklyn, right? Oh, no, she's from the Bronx.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I only brought this up not because of those two and the comparisons about, you know, oh, she dropped her in New York, whatever.
Yeah.
Not here for any of that. My issue is I hate New York drill so much.
I'm starting to hate it. Like, I feel like it was one of those, like, it was like not really low key, but it was just like, it was like a niche. Is that the right word?
Like,
niche.
It became, niche. Yeah, it became too.
It got too out of here.
Yeah, and I feel like it got like diluted.
Yeah, because like, no offense, but I don't really want to hear like commercial mainstream rappers rapping over drill beats. Like now they got the City Girls on it. It's like the City Girls got a Florida accent. Like why they gonna be on drill? Like drill only sounds good on like New York accents. That dark, deep, raspy voice. I don't want to hear on like whatever the City Girls be doing. Like I don't want to hear that word drill. Like no.
Yeah, like drill music, what it's supposed to be is kind of just gangbanging on a song.
Yeah.
So like, if you're not gangbanging, I don't want, like, you have $100 million now. I don't want to hear you gangbanging on a New York drill song.
Like even it just Nicki, like I think that's what she was in the city filming recently. Yeah. Like you driving around Queens and your pink Lambo to drill music. Like I said, that's not really the basis of what drill music is. Even though I mean the gangsters, whatever people be having, they be having expensive cars.
Yeah, that doesn't bother me. But it's just like the concept. It's like when we were listening to these drill songs when this first started getting popping over here in New York, these people were really gangbanging. Like they really were on New York Police Department radar on thing. Like Rolling Loud New York when Pop Smoke first came out, they were like these specific individuals. I think it might have been Casanova, is not even a drill artist, Pop Smoke, and then some people that were opposition to Pop. All listed like these people cannot perform. Like NYPD sent it to Rolling Loud. Like do not put them on this stage because we don't know what's going to happen after the fact. That's where the root of all of this really is. Chicago created the drill music with Chief Keef, Lil Durk, all them, and clearly we know how Chicago works. And then
it went to the UK.
And then the production style came from the UK, and then New York artists started using the UK beats, and then that's what created New York drill. Yeah. Now I don't condone violence, and I don't think that people should be shooting people up. But in my opinion, I feel like drill has become so widely accepted that it's kind of making it like annoying and a cheat code because now it's become a label kind of like like hack.
If you use a drill beat now, the song is gonna
be out of here. Like let me take a high pitched sample, throw a drill drum pattern on it, and now the song is automatically out of here. So I don't personally like that, and I feel like it takes away from like I'm not gonna shout out anybody specific because I like everybody's music, so I'm not gonna to shout out to certain rappers because they all got beef with each other. But I like all of their music individually. But I just feel like it takes away from like the root of it. It's almost like a rap artist going pop, if that makes sense. And I just don't like it.
And like then my fear is that drill's gonna become corny, or like people are gonna be like, oh, drill's overdone. People are gonna start talking about it because they already are.
Yeah,
they're saying, they're not even saying that drill's overdone, but they're like, why is all these rappers doing drill beats now? Like, so I don't think people necessarily coming at drill. I think they're trying to figure out why everybody's on a drill beat. Like, it's so weird to me.
Yeah, I don't want to hear Kanye on a drill beat. Like, I could have went
off the grid.
Yeah, I could have went without that because like
it was cool.
The beginning of beat was not drill.
It wasn't.
And then it switched to a drill pattern for Fabio.
He could have took the drill pattern out before him.
That literally was exactly what I said when it came out. I'm like, why didn't he switch it back?
Yeah.
Maybe because he's from Chicago. Chicago technically made drill, whatever.
And I think it was cool as long as he doesn't do it again. Like, like I feel like, a one and done thing is cool. Like, all right, you pay homage to the drill, you paid homage to Favi. Like, that's it.
Yeah, man.
But
I don't like it. I don't like where it's gone.
Yeah, and then it gets rid of like the specialness of it,
and it's too polished. Like the old drill beats, if you go listen to like when it first started, the beats were like, they're not like grungy, but they were kind of like grimy. Like they weren't so professionally done because you have Nicki Minaj in the studio. You're gonna, and this is no critique to Nicki. The engineering, the production is gonna be a lot different, so it sounds more polished. And I don't want you polished gangbanging because I feel like that takes away from the authenticity of it. Although I don't condone violence. I just prefer, like, if I'm going to listen to that type of music, I'd rather it be that type of music where they're recording in the basement.
And honestly, it's kind of their fault that happens because, like, with Cardi, cause that was her proof, the saying that she wasn't copying Nicki was that she got the beat sent to her in February. But it's like somebody sent you the beat. So it's like, it's not like she asked to be on the song. So it's kind of their fault, too, because they're the ones that send the beats out to big artists. Because, they're trying to blow up, too. Yeah. But they're not realizing at the same time they're kind of giving away that specialness of it by making it too mainstream.
Yeah, and everybody trying to do it because it's too easy.
Yeah.
Like you get on a drill beat and then just say the same flow as everybody else. Shoot at the ops, we spinning the block. Like guaranteed out of here, number one song. Yeah. All you got to do is put the 808 crazy distortion.
Honestly, I feel like I don't want to hear this Cardi song. I cannot even hear her. And it's funny because she's from New York, but her voice is just annoying. It's so annoying. And my voice is probably annoying too, but
it'll be interesting. I do like the Nicki song though. Well, I like the. It was a throwaway song, so I feel like it's a little rough, but I like it. But it's a little bit, I like it for what it was.
Yeah, I like it for some of the bars too, because I love bars that I could throw shade with.
Yeah, the beat was cool. I mean, it's a drill beat, like right. That's the other thing. Like you don't even have to get creative. Just boom.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, literally the same thing.
That's literally it on every song. Whatever. I just wanted to bring that up real quick. Drill's gonna be out of here. Drill's gonna be out of here shortly.
Bar. She says, "How you don't like me, but do everything like me." I think I gave that quote last time.
Definitely.
That's just my favorite type of bars because that's really how it be.
Keeping it in music, the 60-something if the Grammys will be tomorrow. So hopefully nobody gets slapped because
boycotting.
We won't be watching.
Oh, you think Kanye's gonna be in the audience since he's nominated?
Now, allegedly, supposedly, he might be unbanned. I don't know. I don't know if that was the April Fool's thing. Who knows? Unfortunately, it's just bad timing because everybody was posting a bunch of like stupidity yesterday, and you can't tell what's what. They said the Northern Lights was gonna be in New York. I was like, yo,
I hate April Fools.
I was like, oh, we're gonna be able to watch it from right here.
Neighbors is watching us. We're like, what are they doing?
Yeah, so supposedly, he may be unbanned, but I don't know. I think it was April Fool's joke, but
that's what I was saying. I think we still never determined if he was actually banned from the show or just not. Banned from performing.
I think performing because he's still nominated. They could have got rid of the nomination.
Somebody said too. This was prior to April Fool's that. Maybe Grammys is realizing their ratings are going to go down because the list came out of the performers and everybody's like, what is this? Like people were like, ew, like who are these people? And then I think the Foo Fighters were performing, but somebody from there just died. Yeah. So I don't know if they're going to perform anymore. So they're saying that now they might try to get Kanye back. I was like, I hope not. And Kanye's probably going to be like, no. Like, are you dumb? You said I can't perform now. You guys want me back? It was rumors going around on Kanye fan pages that were saying that.
we had the conversation about being anti-Grammys anyway, but you know, so we don't have to have it again. But yeah, people got to stop submitting for approval. Like I know a lot of that is because the label wants to say we have
multi-Grammy artists.
We have 96 Grammys on our roster.
Yeah.
Like I understand that's why a lot of these things get submitted, and it's not really the artist that submits it, but
it doesn't matter.
At the end of the day, the artist still owns a percentage of the song. They could still have a voice in not submitting it. It doesn't matter. Like
it's just literally just an award.
It's not a measure of impact,
and it's easier said than done. Like we don't know how it feels to be at that point where you're like,
I don't,
and you just really want that one thing to just solidify. You know,
and it helps you.
Yeah, it does help you.
It's a look.
Yeah,
but you know,
I think someone at Kanye's level is like, come on, you almost got 30 Grammys.
Bro, Michael Jackson could have had 400,000 Grammys if he wanted to.
You almost got 30 Grammys.
Like, come on.
Like you don't need that approval no more. You got it.
Yeah, but nonetheless, I wanted to just at least run down some of the nominations. So album of the year, Planet Her. And
Planet Her. Is that by her or is that SZA?
That's Doja.
Doja. Oh my god, guys, please ignore me. Sorry, I'm like not in the loop with music. Yeah, that's Doja.
Yeah.
SZA doesn't have an album since that last one.
So some of these I don't know. The way that they have it listed here is kind of weird. Like it says Planet Her, Ariana Grande, Travis Scott, Doja Cat, but it's Doja Cat's album.
Yeah.
I don't know why they. I mean, those are all the artists that would win too.
Yeah.
Like if that wins, then they'll get a Grammy too.
You could have on the album.
Yeah, Back of My Mind. I don't know whose album that is. Happier Than Ever with Billie Eilish. I feel like that came out so long ago, but We Are. I'm not sure who that is. Donda, Sour.
Let's go. Oh God, he had competition.
Justice and Montero, and there's another one called
Justice
Evermore.
is Justin Bieber.
He's listed here, so I think so.
Yikes, Donda might not make it because you know people love Billy.
Listen,
Lil Nas, people love Lil Nas X, and then Sour. I mean, that was a good album, but I didn't listen to the whole thing. But that would be crazy for her to win a Grammy, her first Grammys. She came out of nowhere. That was the one that had that driver's song.
Yeah.
Driver's license.
Yeah, I wish they would have put. I wish they would have listed it better. But me personally, I like Planet Her a lot. Like I like the album.
Yeah,
a lot.
that was a good album. That's the one with all the like the TikTok songs, right?
Yeah,
like,
basically.
Need to Know, Streets. Was Streets on there? No, that might have been before.
Streets was before that.
Was that a mixtape? Streets.
Where was that? I think
that
so.
song was apparently old.
Yeah, it was super old.
It got famous during quarantine.
And then she did the video for it after, like way after the fact. Planet Her had like a lot on it though. Like I like it.
It probably will win.
I don't know.
But I want Donna to win. What do they determine makes it a great album? Like album of the year?
I think it's a combination of how much
like
how
impact?
like yeah, it's like impact, like social perception, sales. How
Donda
much
went crazy.
How much your album or how much your label pays the Grammy board.
Donda broke records.
Yeah.
It was like 80. It wasn't like on like all the charts, like topped every single chart.
Yeah. Like, but Doja got like Kiss Me More.
Yeah.
Like,
and she has that social impact as far as TikTok.
I Like You Right a lot. Like that's like, come on. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah, that's song.
Yeah. Me personally.
If Kanye don't get it, then I hope Doja gets it.
Yeah. So what are your predictions for album of the year?
I said it.
What?
I think it's gonna be Doja. If it's not Kanye, then it's gonna be Doja.
Okay.
But if they're gonna be favoritism towards the whites, it'll probably be Billy.
Okay.
Cause I think I don't think Olivia Rodrigo get it just because she's so new. Like the album was good, but I think since she's so new, they might let it go to somebody like Billy or Doja, you know, or Kanye.
No, I hope Kanye doesn't win for that one. Yeah.
I mean, Kanye's the other categories, right?
He might be, but that's the other thing that you can still win one.
Is he rap album of the year?
Yes.
Okay, so he could get that one.
Next is Song of the Year. One is Right on Time, Driver's License, Leave the Door Open, Bad Habits, Happier Than Ever, A Beautiful Noise, Peaches, Kiss Me More, Montero, and Fight For You. I feel like Peaches came out like 20 years ago.
Yeah, right? That's
so crazy.
So old.
Yeah.
Song of the year. I hope Lil Nas gets it because you know I'm for the blacks always. But
Call me by your name.
I mean, Driver's License was like everywhere though.
Yeah.
It was. So
yeah.
I don't know how that's Happier Than Ever goes.
Peaches is hilarious. That should.
I don't know. That's the only thing Peaches might win because that song was
Got
everywhere.
my Peaches out in Georgia, but Kiss Me More is like still.
Yeah, that's Doja song, right?
Yeah, with SZA. Listen, I'm a Doja stan.
Yeah, you know me. I always
nah.
root for anybody black, so I would hope it would be Kiss Me More or Montero. What I feel like
Is Doja black? What is she?
I think she's biracial.
Okay.
So yeah, she's mixed. SZA's black.
Gotcha. And SZA's from Jersey. All right,
Yes.
we rolling with Kiss Me More.
Right? Did she went to Columbia High?
Did she?
Maplewood.
She is from Maplewood.
I think she went to Columbia. Ugh, Columbia. Their track runners used to kill us.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
They're gonna give Olivia Rodrigo one of these.
No, definitely.
She got to
was
win
too
one of them.
impactful. She's definitely gonna get new artist of the year that they have that.
Yeah, I don't screenshot that specific list, but I'm sure she's up there. So we'll see.
We watching live.
Maybe.
We never watch TV. We pay our bill.
Yeah, I know. We should have never paid it. Next is Rap Album of the Year. Call Me If You Get Lost, Tyler the Creator. King Disease 2, Nas, Yonda. Donda from Ye.
Did you listen to the Nas album? Because I heard it was really good.
Who, Nas is?
Yeah, I didn't listen to it.
Don't judge me. I didn't listen to it. I listened to King Disease 1, but I'm so behind the music. Guys, don't judge me. Don't take my hip hop cars.
Is Nas up there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
King Disease 2.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I meant Tyler the Creator's album. I heard his album was really good. Yeah.
All his albums are good, to be honest. And the off-season J. Cole.
Donda, what else?
That was it.
Oh.
Just
Donda. You know, I kind of hate the whole rap album of the year, like the fact that's a separate category, but whatever.
But the reason that, that's the funny part, is the reason why these categories exist is because black people complain.
Yeah, okay, true.
Because you're never gonna be.
But is there like a pop category, a pop album? In the year? Okay. As long
we
as
just don't pay attention to those. Latin pop album.
Oh, okay. That's fine then.
Because nobody was getting recognition. Like Latin artists weren't getting any recognition at the Grammys.
I agree with it then. Yeah, you're right. As long as there's a category for everybody, unless I just was hoping we weren't just separated.
Yeah, like Nas is not going to beat Olivia Rodrigo for album
and
of the
Nas
year.
is probably not going to be up there. Okay, yeah.
But
unfortunately, it shouldn't be that way. But
I didn't listen to King's Disease 2. Somebody kill me, because not literally, but I should have listened to it. All of the rest of these are good. I would just probably assume Call Me If You Get Lost will probably win.
That's
Tyler the Creator. Donda had the most impact out of all of these albums in terms of popularity.
So I think that's going to be the top two then. Now, they probably have it narrowed down to Tyler the Creator and Kanye.
And if they want to give Nas just another one, then I could see them giving it to him too for that. Even though I didn't listen to the album, I could see, Rap song, Jail.
Okay.
Bath Salts, which is so interesting that this is up here, because I've been waiting for that song to drop for years. And it finally came out, but they didn't have Jadakiss on it, so I'm sad about that. My Life, J. Cole, 21 Savage. Best Friend, Doja Cat, and Family Ties, Kendrick and Keem. Shout out to them for that nomination.
I mean, I'm a huge Kanye fan, but I didn't like Jail that much.
It also didn't really seem like a rap song.
Yeah.
It's like alternative.
That album could have been in this category. Off the Grid should have been.
Why is Bath Salts up here? For Rap Song of the Year?
I mean, I'm always going to root for Kanye. But I would hope that maybe Baby Keem and Kendrick get it, so Keem could get a Grammy.
I would have preferred, because which one is Family Ties? I get them confused. Family Ties is, because they did so many. That's that
first one that came out. Trademark's the one that says, trademark on the trademark on my menu. Yeah,
this one is ridiculous.
It's the one that first came out before the album that we heard.
For Rap Song, Best Friend shouldn't get it.
Yeah.
My Life shouldn't get Family Ties got to win.
I never even heard of Bath Salts yet. If it's not Jail, then I will hope.
You ever heard of Bath Salts?
Maybe I did hear. I'm not good with names. I'm not good with song names.
I play it, but they don't say well, they do actually say Bath Salts in the song, but it's this one. I remember Swiss Beats was doing a beat battle actually before Versus started.
Yeah, that's the song. That's so random.
For Rap Song.
I hate Swiss Beats.
Yeah, they like me like that. Every girl I see, girl I see want to be wifey like that.
But they're obnoxious. They're not my style.
Every 6 months I need a new bucket list. You don't relate to those bars. That's why.
No, I do relate to that bar.
Every 6 months
I need
a
all
new
my life
bucket
goals.
list.
I've accomplished 90% of my life goals by the time I was 22. I do relate.
So prediction Family Ties will probably win that one.
Yeah. If not, then jail.
Melodic rap performance. Pride is the Devil, J. Cole, Lil Baby, What's Your Name, NBA Youngboy, Tyler the Creator, Hurricane with Ye, Need to Know, Doja Cat, Industry
Hurricane.
Baby, Nas X. Melodic rap performance.
Hurricane? Hurricane.
I'm going with Need to Know. They're not going to give it to her.
Need to Know is up there?
Yeah.
Ooh, but that song was everywhere.
Yeah. What about Industry Baby?
How did that one go?
I don't know.
Who sings that?
Lil Nas X. I just don't listen to him, but if I heard the song,
I would know because his songs were everywhere.
Yeah, I never actually listened to it.
Wasn't that the song where he was, let me play it real quick, with the gay people in the jail and they were all naked?
Yeah, didn't he perform that?
Yeah.
I feel like at like a VMAs or something.
Yeah. Let me hear it real quick. Melodic though? Was that melodic?
Yeah, because he's very melodic. Because he's not just rapping.
Yeah, he sings a lot.
Yeah.
I was the one with Jack Harlow too.
Yeah.
This one, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this was a good song though.
Yeah, that song's hard.
It's so crazy to be someone like him who just makes good songs.
Yeah.
That has to be like, that's a crazy skill to just make songs.
Really good at music.
And he's just a good, like, his personality. He's just likable.
Need to Know. I love Need to Know.
I know. That song's good.
I love that song.
And Hurricane's really good too. Dang, this is going to be a hard category.
Listen, Doja's sweeping all y'all. I'm sorry.
I know.
And this is no disrespect to What's Your Name or Pride is the Devil either, because What's Your Name I like a lot, because when they said NBA Youngboy and Tyler the Creator had a song together, I didn't believe it. But that song's good. I got Doja sweeping this, man. Look, she even has pop vocal album Planet Her is nominated.
Wow.
She's not gonna win that one against Ariana or Billie Eilish though.
Definitely not.
Which is a shame.
I don't hate them, but the Ariana Grande, Billie Eilish's, and the Taylor Swifts of the world, they just are so dominating because I don't know what it is. Like,
it's personality.
It's that, but if you notice, like, besides Michael Jackson, there's never really anybody that gets that the level of superstardom that's black. White women always dominate that. You know, like I said, Billie Eilish, Ariana Grande.
The pop category?
No, just as dominance. Like, they just are dominating. Like, of course not in rap, but other than that, they dominate music.
I think because, well, one, obviously it's a race thing. I think that part of it too is that I don't think that our cultural, like the music that we make culturally, like R&B,
it doesn't
kind of
resonate
stuff,
across the whole world.
Yeah,
and it's not songs that you hear like that's gonna be playing at Disney World. So okay,
yeah.
You're right.
You know,
that's why I said Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson
made everything
was bigger than all these people.
Yeah,
and he was black. So
yeah, literally bigger than everybody.
It's not always a race thing here,
and still is. Like, still nothing has topped Thriller still, and nothing will.
And like I said, a lot of our music is so specific to like black struggles and you know what we've been through. Black
struggles, but also just like the melodicness of it. Like Usher's music is not going to resonate in the world because it just doesn't, like, the instrumentation in the song itself is not like
mainstream.
It's like in the song itself, there's two different ways to do things, right? Like the reason why rap beats are usually so hard and there's like a lot of really loud sounds is because the rap artists don't really use their voice. They're not singing, so they're not using their voice really as an instrument. They try to with auto-tune, but that's not the equivalent of somebody just having good vocal projection and stuff like that. So when you have these pop songs, like that's why rap songs could take off sometimes, because the beat and that can translate anywhere regardless of what they're saying.
Like Cardi B song.
Yeah.
And what's the one? Bodak Yellow.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those singy songs.
Like they can get the cadence.
She says nigga in it. So it's interesting when those songs go that hard, go that big, and I'm like, even though Cardi B shouldn't be saying nigga either.
It's like those pop songs, they just have the, you know, I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Like even if people internationally can't understand what they're saying, as long as the melody is something that they can associate themselves with, then it's going to be out of here, and they're more likely to support somebody that has an ambiguous race or is not
that's
black.
why Doja Cat is so supported.
Yeah,
you kind of can tell she's black though. Well, she's biracial.
You could tell she's something, but she could also very easily pass for anything. Like we don't know where Ariana Grande is. What is she?
She's Italian. No.
I would have never guessed that.
Yeah, she's Italian.
I would have never guessed that.
Really?
I would have thought she was Latin or something. But she could also pass as black, and she could also pass as white.
And you know what's funny? That's why people were saying that she low-key kind of tries to like dip in.
Dabble.
You know her name's not even Grande. It's like Grandi. which Grande you could tell is Italian.
Mm-hmm.
Ariana Grande, or like it's like I don't even know if it's Anna. It might be Ariana Grande. No, it's one N, right? Ariana. Yeah, it's one N. So it's Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande. And Grande is Italian. I think that's my mom's friend's last name, and she's married an Italian guy. But no, she gets Grande. Sounds Hispanic.
That's probably why I thought that.
That's what though she was too growing up. Yep, Italian. And she got like I was a tan. But yeah.
Rap performance. Dot shit, Meg Thee Stallion.
Ew.
Up, Cardi B.
Sorry.
My Life, J. Cole, 21 Savage, Family Ties, Kendrick Lamar, and Baby Keem.
These are horrible. What's the Kendrick Lamar Family Ties? What's the one before it?
My Life, J. Cole, 21 Savage. You probably didn't even listen to the album at all. So
I will hope it's not Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B. I'm sorry. Those songs for rap performance? No.
Yeah, I don't think anything is touching Family Ties in this category. The funny thing is I actually really liked Meg's performance on that song, but in comparison to Family Ties, it's just...
You like that song?
I do. I actually like the way... Because how we were saying...
Her flow?
Yeah, it was her flow and the way that the beat was stripped to nothing. Like, that beat has really nothing in it.
Yeah, it's true.
I enjoyed it. But in context of Family Ties, like, they went crazy.
Yeah,
like,
and that's a family performance, yeah.
Beat them up.
Yeah.
Beat them up.
Family Ties.
Beat them up.
Stop.
Beat them up. I don't sound like him?
No.
What else we got? R&B songs. Pick Up Your Feelings, Jasmine Sullivan. Leave the Door Open, Bruno Mars, Innocent Paak. Good Days, SZA, Heartbreak Anniversary, Giveon, and Damage Her. I'm giving this to Damage because I love that song. Heartbreak Anniversary is really good, but all of these songs are phenomenal.
But no, you like songs.
Damage, I don't know. Something about, listen, I tell you, the way Damage starts every single time is just like, I feel like I'm in a movie. Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Alex Garris.
No.
Late Night with Alex G. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm rolling with that. I know you don't really listen to R&B like that, but I'm going to jump out there for you. We're rolling with Damage. And that's all we got for nominations. So hopefully nobody gets slapped because we need to get those views. So
Trevor Noah's hosting too. I'm going to have to claw my eyes out the whole time.
No, I'm really not watching
muting it. No, I'm muting it when he's on stage.
I'm actually not watching it at all because I don't particularly care about any of this.
I'm going to watch it. You probably going to be doing homework anyway, so just let it play in the background. I'm going to be watching.
Yeah, I'm not watching it. But those are our predictions, important nominations that we...
Well, I guess this will be up after our predictions, but we'll see.
Yeah.
If we were right.
Yeah. But what else we got?
You don't have anything else written down? So we just get to my stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, so we run through these quick. You know Tyree Sampson? That's the kid that fell out that ride. Have you been keeping up with all that stuff? Because it's like a lot. Like this is like, it's crazy because kids, like the kids have died on roller coasters before, but this story was huge for some reason. I guess because like Orlando, like people were saying like Orlando's known for their like attractions. So you know for something like that to happen in Orlando was crazy, and the ride was new, and it's like the tallest rock roller coaster. So I think it's just all the things added up, and you know, and he's a young black kid. So, but yeah, it's been all over TikTok, all over Twitter, Instagram, like the story, and there was a lady that went down to the gravesite who was like crying, saying all the stuff about how she had to clean up the blood, all the stuff, and was saying that she was his cousin. And they found out she was lying. She was taking donations and stuff. That's crazy, right?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find a video.
How did her family not know? I mean, how did his family not know?
They weren't there, but it was some other group of people there that lied, saying that they were his family.
So his parents weren't at the...
They weren't there that day. But then they saw on the news and they was like, we don't know her. And now the police are involved and stuff. Yep. She was there crying.
Oh, wait.
What?
Clean up the blood?
Yep. She was like, she cleaned up the blood. She was all in the news.
From under the roller coaster? That's what she's saying?
She was saying that the blood was still there the next day that she came and cleaned it up. I'm like, that is a lie because crime scenes, they leave the blood up if they have to for investigation purposes. But then don't they usually power wash it? They would have never left the blood there. Yep. So she was on the news, literally like crying. Look.
Who are they? Who's that in the background?
I don't even know who the rest of them are. I don't think any of them are related to him.
Yo, how did they come up with this scheme?
I'm like, and that's so evil, right? To
that is the
profit
craziest.
Off of his death. And not only just like his death was so graphic too. And for you to try to profit off of that.
That is the craziest scheme. How you come up with that quickly? They must have done that before.
They probably did.
And she was taking donations.
Yep. And I see they have a video.
Why is it always us that do that? She's black, for you guys that don't understand. Why is it always
she was taking donations?
Why is it always us that does that? Like, why do I never? Not that white people don't scam, but like, why do they never get caught scamming like this, or do we just not pay attention to it? And I hate to bring race.
We might not pay attention to it, but
we playing race bingo, but it's always us, and we always do it to us.
And that's why I feel like at one point the excuses gotta go. It can't be white people, slavery. Yeah, we're behind. Yeah, there's a wealth gap. Yes. But that doesn't make you excuse the fact that you're gonna try to profit off of a guy who died so graphically, like a 14-year-old kid. And literally, his dad was like, on Facebook Live or something. Like the videos were going around TikTok. He's like hurt. Like that's his only kid, and like that's your son. And, like, you know, it was depressing. He was talking about like how he just doesn't feel like he doesn't see himself living longer, like much longer else. You know, it was depressing. And then he was mad at the end because he was like, anybody who's making these fake GoFundMes, anybody who's trying to profit off my son's death, like, just know, like, we don't play like that. Like, that's disgusting. That's so evil. You had to be you had to be a certain level of sick and evil.
They should get rid of GoFundMe.
They should, because there's really no way to legitimize it. I feel like
I know a lot of people have benefited off of GoFundMe and really needed people's donations, but there's got to be like a different way. Like, send them your PayPal or something that they could send it to. But GoFundMe to me is too nasty. Like, there's been too many instances of this. People donating to all types
hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands.
Or like when I go to Instagram and there might be somebody's like donation goal reached or met. Like, what are the goals, and like
where's the money?
Yeah, where's the funds going?
Where's the proof that the money's went someplace?
I hate all of this.
It's so bad.
I hate it all.
People will do anything trying to make extra money instead of actually work hard. Like, all the times you waste trying to scam and all that, you could have made some money.
That's the funny part, is the scams be so intricate. I'm like, you're doing way more work than...
You could work in tech.
I'm like, yeah, doing
you could
all
be
that.
An engineer. Like,
you could work a lot less and make a lot more than you would scamming if you're that good at it.
And not have to worry about going to jail and looking around like over your shoulder all day. Like, bums.
Crazy.
Yep. So I thought that was like really, really messed up. And I'm like, they need to throw the book at her, honestly.
Yeah. You know,
and the crazy part is, like, when you take stuff like donations, like, technically that people are giving you the money, right? So do you have to legally give that back, you think?
If the court orders restitution, then yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But which they should.
Because people, who you think would bring her to court?
The people that gave
donations, or yeah.
It doesn't. You know, it doesn't even have to be. Like, that's the thing. People that, even if you personally aren't, even if you, like, let's say we were the victims of something, we don't have to necessarily take that person to court. Like, the prosecution office can do it whether you want to or not. They might
just do it.
Yeah, they might bring you on as a witness, but they're there to solve crimes.
Yeah.
But there's a criminal case and then there's civil cases. Like, if you want to sue them, that would be a civil case, and then the prosecution usually will do a criminal case, and then you can get money either way. Yeah. I think. I could be wrong. Civil is usually money. Criminal is usually the prosecution trying to put you in jail. Yeah. Yeah. So
it'll be interesting to see what happens to her, because that's real evil. But apparently she got fired today. She was a stripper.
Yeah.
So I guess she's not making enough money for stripping. Even when people like to glorify it online, say, I'm gonna strip when I'm older. Yeah, have fun. What's the long-term plan in that? But anyway, yeah. Nastiness. We already talked about the slap.
And we got to get roller coasters out of here.
I know.
Not that fun.
It's a shame, too, because he got turned down from 2 roller coasters before that one. I think he got turned down from the Slingshot and something else. Icon Park, have you ever been there?
I have been to Icon Park. And didn't get on anything.
Never been there. I've only been to Disney World.
You know, it's kind of like it's like Orlando, Santa Monica.
It looks small. Kinda. Is it small?
It is. It's pretty small.
It's like a few rides. Look like.
It's not that small. It's like, you know what kind of gives it that weird perception? It's almost like Wildwood.
Oh, okay.
It's like the Wildwood Bull Rock. It's kind of like the same kind of thing.
And that ride was brand new.
But around that area, it's lit because there's like a drive you could go down. There's like Ripley's, believe it or not. There used to be
That's why this was so crazy. Like, that's a huge tourist location.
Yeah, huge. Our hotel was outside of there.
Yeah, I was about to say, weren't you, remember you showed me the picture of your hotel and you zoomed in, you could see the slingshot.
Yeah, when was that? 2017?
Like roller coasters are fun to me, but I think I'm at an age now where I don't really care anymore. Like I do still want to go back to Disney World as an adult. And Universal, I want to go to Universal Florida since I've only been to Universal California, so I want to go to Universal Florida. But
yeah, things can still happen, of course, at theme parks. But man, like the amusement park thrill ride kind of thing, it's like people got to understand really what you're on. Like you're going
when you buy those tickets, you're technically signing a waiver.
Yeah, you're signing a waiver that if anything was to happen, that you can't sue the park or whatever for whatever reason.
That's why I trust coasters more than rides. I don't trust rides. Like where he was almost like a ride, and those are the stuff that always goes wrong.
But even coasters are crazy.
Yeah, coasters are crazy. If you go upside down.
But even if you don't, you saw what happened to El Toro. Like, really think about what happened.
Yeah, the end wasn't even on the track.
Yeah, it wasn't even on the track. It was lifted off the back of the track.
Yeah.
If it hit a wrong angle, everybody's gone.
Here. Yeah.
And it's like, is it worth...
That's what they're saying. They're lucky nothing happened. That it just was trailing behind and it was just screwed.
Yeah, like, is it worth the whatever 2 minutes of excitement versus dying? Yeah. Or like that one ride where the girl's leg got cut off.
Oh, yeah.
That wasn't a... That was
human error. It was a track ride. It was human error because the other cart was sitting on the train already. I think they sent one. And maybe because there was no weight of it, human weight. Mm-hmm. It got stuck in the loop and it went like this.
Yeah, and it kept rocking back and forth.
And they let another train go without that one, make sure that one got back.
Yeah.
Crazy. And
that's why it's like, we trust in these kids, these 16-year-old kids that probably were just working a summer job, probably don't even care.
That's what people are saying too. There needs to be some like there was a girl whose brother died on a ride, like in the 90s, I think, or 2000s. Mm-hmm. And they said they've been fighting to prevent stuff like this. Like, she was speaking out about what just happened. She's like, we were literally, like, we got some rule, like, where they had to have a seatbelt over the lap for, like, a ride like that and stuff like that. And, like, she was even saying, like, it's crazy that something like this happening. And, like, with the stuff that they pushed for. And they said they pushed for, like, people to at least be 18. So, is that the picture?
It's crazy. Yeah, this is just the hotel. It's like...
And that's Slingshot, right?
Yeah.
Is that Icon Park, though? Because there's 2 slingshots.
There is 2 slingshots. This one isn't...
Because I don't see the first one.
No, this one isn't Icon Park.
Oh,
this
is
it? Yeah, it is.
Is it? First one? I think the slingshot was red.
The slingshot is red. Well... Yeah. No. This actually isn't Icon Park. You're right. Icon Park is further down to the right of this picture that I'm showing you. Yeah, that was a different one. But yeah, that one's over by, there used to be like, I could try to find it, but it used to be over by BB King's. Let me see.
BB King's food?
It was a jazz club, and you could get like food.
You went there?
I did go there before, but it's over in this section somewhere. There it is.
That's what I'll tell you was at, right? Oh wait.
No, this is the BB King's, and Icon Park is right there.
Where were you at? You at Westgate?
We were at, yeah.
So you guys were on the lake?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, crazy. But yeah, rest in peace,
Yeah, I think you just had to, with roller coasters, I mean, you should live life and not be in fear, because this stuff is very rare. But, you just had to think twice about a lot of stuff. Like, just be so impulsive about doing things and, like, really, his situation, he was young, so I don't blame him at all. But,
yeah, this is not to say that anybody's at blame.
I'm talking about us. So, you were saying how, like, roller coasters are, like, are scary. Yeah, they are. So we're just saying, like, anybody, don't just be so willingly go to a music park. Like, think about it. Like, all right, do I really want to go on this ride?
Yeah, like.
And trust your gut, too. Like, if something seems wrong.
It probably is.
Yeah.
Just think about it.
I'm never getting on that slingshot.
Because it's not something light. And I think that because of the whole amusement and they got superheroes walking around the park and that whole kind of theatrics around it makes it seem like things aren't dangerous, but they're very much dangerous.
Yeah, a lot of them are dangerous.
Like the Mummy ride at Orlando, like when you're in the ride, sorry if it spoils it or whatever, but
wait, at Universal? Mm-hmm. Oh, it doesn't matter.
There's a room that you end up in, spoiler alert for anybody, I don't know. I saw somebody say that somebody spoiled a song for them because they put the lyrics in the Instagram comments. They said don't spoil the lyrics. So I don't know what spoils things anymore. But when you're in the coaster, you get to a certain part and the whole ceiling lights up on fire, like above you in your head. It could just take something wrong and now you're just getting burned up in there somewhere. Like, you know, so those kind of things. Always just got to keep it in mind.
Even like the swings, you would think, okay, that's relatively safe. I don't trust that. I feel like one day one of those chains might just fall. It's like, you know, obviously they do reinforce things, and sometimes, but stuff is not meant to fail, but things fail. And
even the backups.
Yeah.
So you know, just keep in mind, like
But life is short, so still enjoy life, but just keep in mind, like just be mindful that this is not just nothing light.
Yeah, it's not light at all.
And I think this situation actually a lot of people's like perspective change. Like there'll be roller coasters and stuff popping up on my TikTok. And I'm like, I already know what the comments going to be. And I read the comments like, I'll pass. After what happened, I'll pass. I'm not going on rides anymore. So
which is crazy because this is not even remotely close to the first time something like this has happened.
People like somebody died recently at a carnival ride a few months ago or something. But that's the one thing too. People always knew, but those carnivals were a little funky. Like somebody said, I'm not getting in they're like, I'm not getting on a suitcase roller coaster. They said you could fold that roller coaster up and put it in a suitcase.
Yeah, even when we were at Coney Island, bro, that one roller coaster.
Yeah, no, those Coney Island roller coasters were rough. Like, I swear to God, I tasted blood in my mouth.
We gotta go on that one again, though.
No, which one? The one that was all the way at the end.
Yeah,
I hated that one.
If anybody's near Coney Island, that last roller coaster,
you go straight
up and then straight down.
That right, my head kept flying. And I always scream so much on roller coasters.
Yeah, it makes it not enjoyable.
I'd be like,
don't do that again. But rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that girl's sick.
Yeah, fuck her.
Yeah, for real. All right, so 2 more topics. Let's talk about.
Okay, we're not at the board meeting. Thank you.
Let's talk about my favorite topic right here because I made a TikTok about it and people were, I don't know, people aren't mad, right? Could you read the comments?
I'm gonna stay quiet.
I didn't read the comments. People weren't mad, right? In my comments, they were just opinionated.
So people were not angry and saying that you are dumb or anything like that. What they were saying is just it was the misunderstanding that you were saying that other places are not owed some sort of reparations to
from us,
from the U.S.
I tried to make it as clear as possible, but people are slow, so I'm gonna make it clear now. So that's what we're talking about, guys, reparations. And the reason why we're talking about reparations is because the California Task Force voted to limit reparations. Who's banging? They voted to limit reparations only to the descendants of free and enslaved Black people who were in the U.S. during the 19th century. So some people were slow and didn't realize that they weren't saying you had to be just in the U.S. during the 19th century. They were basically saying at minimum, you had to be a descendant of free and enslaved Black people at a minimum during the 19th century. Because someone's like, oh, what about the 500 years prior to the 19th century? It's like, duh. They're just saying at a minimum because like you can't be like, I was a slave in the 20th century. I don't think slavery was abolished by then. So basically what that is saying is that the California Task Force voted to limit reparations to descendants of us. Basically anybody, or not descendants of us, but, you know, our predecessors. How do you say that word? Predecessors. Yeah. So basically, like, they're just saying anybody who's not a child of an immigrant and who was forced here from Africa, or we're already here as American Indians, forced into slavery, we would get reparations as us being the descendants of that. That's what it's saying. People were confused, but that's what it's saying. I think that's cool. We're making some progress here. This is California, though, so, you know, I mean, it's baby steps. It's California. That's the only thing. So this is not like no federal thing. And I got to do more research on this task force and what they're pushing for and everything. But I think this is good. And I'm happy that they're making this clear because, like I said on my TikTok, Black people need to understand just because we're Black doesn't mean we're all the same. Because I think there's this thing where it's like, oh, well, don't be divisive. Black people, we need to stick together. It's like, yeah, we do, but we also need to respect our differences.
Also, what constitutes, I think there needs to be a clear indication of what constitutes being Black, because the difference between African, it's all convoluted because African American is synonymous with being Black is synonymous with being African, or just anybody with darker colored skin.
There's no clear name for us. Because, like, you know, Denzel Dion, I told you the situation where he he's being accused of beating up this trans woman named like La Demi, and she wrote on her Instagram story, I got beat up by this African American male. It's like, why, you know, a lot of people, and they think they're sounding politically correct saying that. It's like, you don't realize you actually sound ignorant, because Denzel is Nigerian, or he's Ghanaian. How do you say Ghanaian American? He's not African American. So people need to get it. Like, people don't understand that just because you're from Africa and live in America, that you're African American. No. You're whatever the country that you ethnically are, dash American. You could be Nigerian American. You could be Caribbean American, like Jamaican American. You could be Ethiopian American. You know? People consider themselves Canadian American because they feel like, you know, ethnically I identify with Canadian culture, but I live in America. I'm a child of a descendant. Or I'm a child or, you know, a descendant of an immigrant to America. But ethnically, I still practice Canadian culture. Or my like, you know, you still celebrate your Nigerian culture, but you live in America. Mm-hmm. But it does get confusing, because it's like, but I'm from Africa. I'm African American. It's like, no, African American is an ethnicity. And that ethnic group is us. Child, like, you know, descendants of slaves in America. That's why I like the name Black American better. But that gets confusing too, because it's like, oh, I'm Black and I live in America. Yeah. So we need our own group, and that's why they have names called FBA, Foundational Black Americans, is what they're trying to come up with. Mm-hmm. Or ADOS, which is American Descendant of Slavery. But I feel like that's like, oh, I don't want slavery to be over my head all the time. So I like the term FBA, like, as a foundational Black American. Like, we're the foundation.
I'm none of that. I'm Alex.
Yeah, well, we are Alex. But I'm saying, like,
we are Alex.
Well, you're Alex. But I just mean, it does suck not to really have like an ethnic group that's so clearly defined. Because like, when someone comes here and they're like, oh, I'm Jamaican, you know, they put a Jamaican flag in their bio. They have such a clear distinction from other people. They have their clear culture distinction. But it sucks because our culture is so everywhere. It's so influential that it's like, I wish we had some distinction. Like, I wish we had something. And it's like, we don't, because stuff gets so convoluted. And it's like you said, you use African American, not everybody Black in America think they could just jump on that and think they could just appropriate our culture. And then when you say something like that, it's, oh, you're being divisive. It's like, no, I'm not. How come you could rep your flag, rep your culture, wear your stuff, do whatever, eat your meals, but then the second I try to protect my culture and hip hop, rap, the blues, R&B, this type of jewelry, Jordans, the language, how everybody talks, like, you guys all talk just like us. But if I'm going to protect that, I'm being divisive among Black people, because we're all Black. If we're all, with that mindset, if we're all Black, then how come okay, now I'm going to appropriate your Nigerian culture. I'm going to wear your stuff and try to make your meals and act like I'm you.
And this is not specific to Nigerians.
It's not, but I just use
Nigeria as an example.
I use them as an example because they're a huge country.
Prominent.
And there are a lot of immigrants from there. So
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Just gotta make sure the audience knows.
It's not being divisive. It's me flexing my culture the same way they do. How many times you want someone's Instagram bio and they got a million flags? But if I say that, it's like, everybody just thinks that they're entitled to our culture. And it's so weird, because I would never do that to any other country. I would never immigrate to another country and feel like I'm entitled to what the people of that country, whether we share the same skin tone or not. We are different, and we have to respect those differences. And Black people will be like, that's divisive. Like, why? Why is it divisive to respect your roots? You respect mine. Yeah, we're all Black, and we all have that common bond of being Black. We all have the common experience against white supremacy, yes. But within Black people, we're different, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just everybody wants to be African American. Like, they want to be it, but they want to partake in it and feel like it's theirs when deep down they know it's not, you know?
Part of that, I think, too, is because we call ourselves African Americans. I don't call myself anything. Like, address me as my
Black
name.
American.
I don't categorize myself as anything. Kind of like the funny OJ quote, but I don't say that I'm Black. I don't like, well, I do, but yeah, never mind. Ignore me. But I just try not to like get super crazy into the categorization of who I am as a person. But I do understand that we need to, you know, ethnically, something needs to be
defined.
Yeah, defined.
Because we don't have a flag to throw at, you know? Like, we just have the American flag. We don't have the flag. And it just sucks because it's such a melting pot. So everybody just feels like our culture gets erased for the fact that we're a melting pot.
Yeah, like if you take Jamaican music, for example, if you play Jamaican music anywhere in the world, it would be recognized and be synonymous with Jamaica. But you take our music and put it literally anywhere in the country, anywhere else in the world, and it'll just be whatever it is.
It's just it's black music.
Like,
but black is everybody who's black. So how's it black music? It's Black American music. But no one will say that.
But I mean, like, yeah, like if you could take a Russian kid, and I'd pick on Russia, not to be, you know, funny with the whole situation currently, but you take a Russian kid, put on an 808 trap beat, and he raps on it. It's now Russian rap, but it's not black. That it's not, you know what I mean? Like everybody's able to take our shit, put it into their own language. Like you take Latin artists that do that rap. It's like you're taking a black art and then you're just making it Latin, but it's not going to ever be categorized as Latin music now.
And it sucks because like, if you try to do that as rap music,
it's not going to be categorized as black rap music.
But you can't do it to any other genre.
Because you'll be appropriated. Yeah.
I can't just go make a Latin song. You know how many black people would get killed if they try to make a Latin song and we're in Latin? But they're allowed to make Latin rap.
Yeah.
Like that's what just upsets me, because our culture doesn't have any type of protection and any type of, it's ours.
Because Drake is mixed, and it's funny because let's just say he was black.
Yeah. Like fully black.
When he makes island music, people clown him, kind of.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you're Jamaican when you want to be, you're this, you're that, whatever. But if a Jamaican rapped, and this is not, again, to pick on Jamaica specifically, but if a Jamaican person rapped,
it's like, oh, this is hard. Just because we're all black and they think they could just take it. But like,
Jamaican drill. Like,
and that's what upsets me, because they could have their stuff that's so coveted among them. And like, this is Jamaican music, respect us. But then how come rap could just be for everybody? How come rap is like, oh, but we're all black. I can rap, I'm black. But it's like, but we're not all black Americans. We're our own culture. We're our own ethnic group. We created this. Where's the respect for the creation of it when you guys create all your stuff and it's so, they gatekeep heavy. But we gatekeeping, you're being divisive. This is what the white people want. No, you're being an appropriator. You are. Fried chicken, mac and cheese. I'm talking about y'all. I'm like, how you in Africa saying y'all? Y'all. Where you guys get that from? Talking about, what's what I say? People say like child. I don't even say that, and I'm black, and that's just because I'm not comfortable saying that. So it like blows my mind when people who aren't even from America say it. I'm like, how you saying something that's not even a part of your native tongue? Like, I have family members that said that. How your parents talk at home? Let's get that straight. Cause people will be talking about, oh, that's how I was raised, but your parents don't talk like that. My parents talk Av. Like,
that's what
my parents are from Brooklyn. My grandparents are from the South. This is how we talk. Like,
that's what people's criticism about Aquafina was.
Yeah, because like you go home and your parents are not even talking the way you talking, but you saying that's how I was raised. How? You was raised at home with your parents. You appropriated what your classmates was, how they was talking. How you were raised in your household. If you go home and you change up how you talk, you appropriated. Like, so I get off the list. I get so passionate because I'm very passionate about my roots and the fact that my ancestors literally built this country off the blood of their backs. My ancestors went through some crazy stuff. Was out here in the cornfields, the cotton fields, doing all this stuff. So, I get really passionate about it. So, like I said, reparations are going to be, they're going to have to prove your lineage. You're going to have to prove that you are a descendant of slavery. And I think that should be understood. Like, I don't understand why there's a debate, why there's discourse, why people are confused, why they think they're entitled to reparations. Like, why do you think just because, like, some people said, like, oh, well, the effects of slavery are still felt among all black people in America. Okay, but your ancestors took a plane here. Mine were on a boat when they were forced. Your ancestors decided to come here, packed their stuff, and took a flight here. Mine were on the boat. I don't know if any of my ancestors died on that boat, but I would assume no, since I'm here, alive. I'm a descendant of them. But it's like, that's like the bottom line. If your ancestors took a plane to get here, put your hands back in your pocket. You're not getting no reparations. At least for slavery. And that's something else people need to understand too. Reparations is not a blanketed term. It's not reparations. And that just means money that they're handing out to all black people. No, reparations is just money. It's just being repaid. And reparations could be for what things that immigrants went through. Reparations could be what black immigrants may have experienced in this country. Reparations could be for people who experienced Jim Crow. Reparations could be for the Japanese Americans that went through stuff, Because I think they actually got reparations, I think. These reparations that we're talking about are for slavery. Specifically, we're talking about slavery. Like, I don't think people realize that too. when you have these things that you're going up to like to bid for basically, or to the government, your bill has to be specific. It has to be concise, or anything could get knocked down. And that's what they're saying, that this had to be concise. Whoever was qualified had to be specific. You can't just say black people. It has to be specific about who qualifies. It had to be. You had to ask specifically, like you had to pick specifically what you're asking for. It's like we want reparations for chattel slavery in the United States. So these bills have to be so concise that that's what these reparations in particular are about. Descendants of slavery in this country. That's it, right? There could be reparations for other things. People be like, what about this? What about this? You and your community get together and fight for that, right? Like, why did everybody always look for us to fight for stuff? We already fought for immigrants to come here. We fought for the civil rights movements, and people moved to the United States after the civil rights movement. All the stuff that the blood, sweat, and tears. Now you guys want us. Like, everybody always wants Black Americans to do stuff for them. Oh, what about this cause? Well, no, you guys could get together and fight for that. But right now, Black Americans' priority is our reparations for slavery and what our ancestors went through. All other matters, we've been fighting for you guys to come here. We've been fighting for immigrants. We've been fighting for all Black people. But right now, when it comes to this is personal. And this is what we're fighting for. Like, why is it everybody look to us to fight for their battles, It's just so annoying. So, yeah, people were upset saying that America owes this other countries, this. No. If you want reparations, go to your government and get money from them. Reparations come from your government.
No. Hold on. I gotta correct you.
Well, it depends.
There are still other countries that would be owed reparations.
From the U.S.?
Yes.
Yeah, which is true. But that's a whole different battle that they got to fight. But there's some stuff I'm talking about, like Canadians. They're talking about, oh, what about Canadian Americans? I'm like, go to Canada and ask your government for money. Why are you asking it? Don't ask the U.S.
Why?
Because whatever you went through in Canada, that would be up to the government to pay you, not the U.S.
No, what is their Canadians have to do anything?
Somebody commented that saying, what about Canadian Americans?
You don't think that they might have just been being funny?
They're probably trying to be funny. But you know what? A better example? A lot of Caribbeans were saying, what about the the Caribbean slaves? They're like, we were slaves too. Okay, so go to Anguilla, go to Jamaica, go to St. Thomas, go ask those governments, the United States. I mean, because like that's the thing, we understand that slavery happened there, but you would get that money from your country that enslaved you.
Right, but also
America enslaved us, but we would get money from America.
Right, but part of the argument there too is because of U.S. direct involvement in the Caribbean in those places as well. So I have to just make that a point.
Which I get that, but a lot of those countries were still not even owned by America. A lot of those islands are owned by the British. They were like, a lot of those people were slaves of like those Caribbean islands, but those Caribbean islands are owned. They had no involvement with us really, as far as like control about what was happening down there. It was like a lot of the British and Spaniards, So Spain might owe them money. The UK might owe them money, but the US wouldn't owe them nothing. And it's just like I don't get why people think that they could leave their islands or leave their country in Africa and come here and then expect us to, like the US to give them money. And it's like, that's the thing too. It's like that whole excuse, like, oh, well, what about the down trickle effect? Your ancestors, your parents, maybe your grandparents knew that the United States was a racist, messed up country and moved here. That's the problem. That's the main bottom line. It was a choice. If you had a choice to be here and you knew what this country was, how are you going to be like, all right, I know this country is racist? Or this basically hit my mindset that I feel like that some of them might feel. Okay, the U.S. is racist. So we're going to move to this racist country and then we're going to ask the racist country for money because of racism. You could have stayed out in your country and build up your country. Like, I understand lots of times this is clearly a reason they left, for an escape. But it's like, why leave? Why not fight? Because we didn't leave the U.S. Black Americans, once slavery was over, we could have dipped and went back to Africa and tried to build back our roots there. But nah, I'm fighting for this country I built. My ancestors fought and we fought and we fought and we still fighting. Everybody else wants to flee their countries and don't want to fight. Like, fight back against the white people there and build your countries up. Because then you wouldn't have to leave. And then there wouldn't even be these conversations. Be all Black people could just be in unison and love each other. But no, these conversations are necessary because I don't like that. Because yes, we're all Black, but you're going to respect what my Black ancestors in America did. And you're going to respect what they did and built for you to come here and get the American dream. And then not also try to think that money is for you. Like, that's not fair. Like, that's hurtful, actually. You talk about Black unity, that's hurtful. That you think you're entitled to the money that were owed to my ancestors. Like, I wish my grandma was still alive and we get reparations, because she would have been so happy, because she's closer to it than we were. You know, our grandparents are close to it. You tell me the stories all the time about sharecropping and stuff. We have so many stories, and I wish I would hope that my grandma is still alive, and I hope your grandma gets to see something. You know, because they're closer to that trauma. But that's why it's more hurtful to me than anything. Put your hands away. You should be, if you're an ally of Black Americans, you love our culture so much, and you love the music and the Av and everything, and like, then you push for us to get our money, and you don't be upset about it. And that's it. So that's what I gotta say about reparations. I hope we get them. Prayers. Cause I'm gonna be balling. What's the first thing you do if we get reparations? Paying off on student loans. Well, that's another thing real quick I want to add. Do you think that there should be a separate, like, stipulation, is that the right word, for student loans? Like, do you feel like that should just be forgiven instead of us having to use reparation money to pay back the government, essentially?
No.
Well, your loans are private, so that you might not have no choice.
You gotta stop with that narrative. Some of them. Most of it is private.
Yeah, most of it. But that's why I was saying I would hope that maybe with a part of, like, a stipulation, a part of a part of reparation would be student loan forgiveness, because that is kind of, college
isn't mandatory.
It isn't, and I wouldn't be mad at it. I wouldn't. I would hope we get enough where I can just pay that off and still have a couple hundred.
But I will.
I want a milli.
I wasn't gonna, wasn't down to do the civil rights talk today, but
oh, sorry.
But
ew.
I'm saying this and I'm getting right back out of here.
No, but, then we have one more topic.
The Tulsa Black Wall Street massacre. Supposedly, what's supposed to be happening is that they're
getting stuff. Right?
They're supposedly supposed to get reparations, and there's supposed to be something about tuition being waived permanently, or not permanently. Permanently is not the right word, but I think either all tuition for going to
like a state school.
God, is it Oklahoma? I think Oklahoma State is right there. No, Oklahoma State is on the property of where it happened. Like the university itself.
That's crazy.
Like when I was there,
I showed it to you.
Yeah, they built it on Black Wall Street, basically. But supposedly there should be something around like guaranteed admittance and free tuition, or something to that effect, for them to also get reparations. So it'll be like kind of like hand in hand.
Yeah.
But I don't personally think that the slavery reparations should be.
I think there should be student loan forgiveness. You don't think there's? Because it's not mandatory.
Yeah, because it's like you kind of still chose to go to school. I understand it, but you also don't have to use the money to pay back to school. You can use it to buy a house. Like I'm just personally choosing that, because if the money has to get spent regardless, then I'm always gonna pay down debt. Like if I get $100,000 in reparations right now, either I'm gonna use that $100,000 to buy a house, or I'm gonna use that $100,000 to pay down a loan, but student loans. But either way, the money is getting spent. So whether it's on the student loans or on the house, the money's gone anyway. So for me, I don't personally care which one it goes to.
I wonder how high it would be. There's gonna be so many like things that they had to do to determine the price.
They did. They determined the price or the value.
Is there a calculation that they came up?
Yeah, there was there's a black.
Was it like
economist?
Inflation?
There was a black economist that accounted for inflation, the amount of money that would have been lost. It accounted for everything, and I forget what
for like the amount of money that we made, like the government,
or
like our contribution to like GDP.
I don't know if it counted for that, because I think there's some factors that are like hard to really account for, like this person being enslaved specifically removed $27,089.
I mean, they do have like money though. Like when we was at the African American Museum, they do show like how much cotton the money produced, like how much money was produced from the cotton industry.
Yeah,
and I think they even showed like in today's dollars what that would be. It was like trillions.
Yeah.
Right, that's our money. I'm on a milli minimum. You think we're gonna get a milli?
They can calculate certain things, like in the Black Wall Street.
And damages, right? Shouldn't we be getting damages, basically? Just
yeah, you should be getting everything, but it's not
distress. Killing people were lynched, falsely accused. There's just so much stuff to account for.
Okay, this is definitely not right. Somebody said 151 million for each African American. We're just gonna put that one. Could you imagine how nasty?
It would be
Lambos, chains.
We just are not serious as a people, so we would just be a mess.
Yo, they giving us 150 million. It's gonna get sick.
Can you imagine? I will be. Oh my god, people would not be able to tell me nothing.
I'm getting diamond grills, chains. I'm being in every video with my little chain.
I mean, that's crazy, but it's like it's really not though. Because if you think about the money that a lot of these white families have, that's like the money that we have, and that all that is linked from like their generation wealth that started. We are so behind in generational wealth because it was stolen from us. We never got paid for our services.
Pay us our reparations.
Hand it over. I'm happy that
for those that were enslaved in this country.
Me and you have the same like background. That's why I'm all for Black love, and I'm all for like. It's just crazy. Like I really do feel like we're soulmates. Like what are the odds that I met you? You grew up in the same type of neighborhood. We grew up in the same type. Like our parents are like the same type. You know, Black suburban kids, and you're African American or Black American. I just feel like you're my soulmate because who would have thought that you were just everything to me? And now we both be balling because we both are reparation descendant of slave babies.
What else we got? Go open the notes.
Okay, I only got one more subject.
Open the notes.
I don't need to open it. It's right here.
All right.
Baby mamas.
All right.
No,
this has been a couple of things. Nah, we good.
No, it's real quick.
We're at hour and 42 anyway.
Okay, just real quick. Blac Chyna. Where is it? Sometimes. Okay, so Blac Chyna made some tweets saying how yesterday she had to give up 3 of her cars. My reasons, morals, beliefs, being a single mother, no support. I'm a mama. Single, no support, child support. Tyga responds and says that he pays $40K a year for his son's school and he lives with me Monday through Saturday. Why would I pay child support? I don't know what the other tweet is. I mean, the other post. But then Rob, oh, here it is. Rob also commented back and said, I pay $37,000 a year for my daughter's school. I handle every single medical expense. I pay for all of her extracurricular activities. I have my daughter from Tuesday to Saturday. Why would I pay child support? So basically, they ganged up on her. And they both said the same thing. So, and then Tyga made a joke saying, how you pay $3K less, let me know the plug. You know, they're joking around. Mm-hmm. And I just thought it was like, this is like a good time to remind people to stop having babies with rich men thinking that this is going to be a meal ticket, a bag. I think Blac Chyna is in her downfall era. She's been in her downfall era. She's not relevant anymore. She, you know, her like relevancy was really when she was like, you know, the stripper girl that you saw with like the big button music videos back in like 2012, you know, 13 days, maybe like a little earlier, 2009. She doesn't, like, this is the thing we always talk about, especially with like people who think that, you know, OnlyFans, beating baby mama, all stuff is sustainable. It's not. You need to have a plan. You see, we're watching Power. And you saw what it said. No, but I'm saying you saw how they said to Tasha. Like, you saw what the mom said though. No, but that's some real like facts. What she was saying. The mom was like saying like, what money you got? This is all ghost money. You don't got nothing. That's the truth. As a woman, like people always want, you know, a lot of women want to depend on men for money, and they think they could just be a baby mama by a famous guy or a rich guy, and they're set for life. It's like, first of all, you're only set for 18 years. Second of all, like there needs to be a plan. Always. You should always have money. Like you should always be a hustler. There needs to be a plan. You getting 3 cars taken away is your fault. Why would you buy 3 cars when you have some money and not even properly invested? Like probably didn't invest your money. You know, like people are so quick to buy the cars, buy the material things, and then they go broke and then they wonder why. It's like, did you even invest? Like you're so hyped over this money that you got in the moment, and like just that instant gratification that no one ever thinks long term. And that's why I brought up the OnlyFans girls, because it's like, what's the plan beyond OnlyFans? I hope you're investing. I hope you have some type of other plan, because this is not, you're not gonna be able to do this for life. Your body's gonna get old. No one's gonna want to look at that no more. Like, what's the plan? So that's how I feel about Blac Chyna. Like, I'm happy she got embarrassed by them. I'm happy they called her out.
The interesting thing about that culture is so crazy to me, because they have so much confidence, and by they I mean people that don't have like stable income and like not legitimate, but in a legitimate job. Because for me, I would love nothing more than to only make music all day, quit my job, make music all day, and try to make money and be paid that way. But like, that's so, it's like, it's not sustainable enough. Like legitimately, I told you, I said $1 million if somebody gave you $1 million right now, that would not be enough to sustain you.
And people think it's a lot. It's not
really
anymore.
not. Like that's making $100,000 over the course of 10 years. Like
that's literally what people make. Like I said, in salaries.
If I was to get to the average life of a man in America, that's another 50 years, right?
That's millions.
that's another. I need $100,000 to get me for the next 50 years. That's a lot of money.
And people think that they think they get $1 million. I'm a millionaire. I'm set for life. Not really. Like
you need $5 million to get you 50 years of making $100,000. That's not even like, I mean, that's a lot to some people, but it's not like a crazy amount. It's not like you're gonna be balling out here buying Lambos. That's how much. That's a lot of money.
Like if I had $1 million today, right? 138 of it, 1,000 would be going to my student loans. So now I'm left with what? That's 8. That's 8. Ooh, let's see my math.
Come on, give it to him.
That's 862. Right? 862,000, 872,000, something like that. Now I would want a house, right? So houses in Jersey for Sunday nights like this in a house form, we're gonna be paying over 5 for like 3 bedrooms. So it'll be half because we would split it. So $250. So now I'm down to like 500 something, right? 600, 500,000. That's 5 years of a salary. $500,000. And it's like, okay, so now what's next? When you get that money, you might want to, I don't know, what would you do 500K? I would just let it rock.
You have to let it rock because if you're in a, because
that's the main. Sorry to interrupt. That's the main 2 things: a house and my loans. Once that's done, I'm good.
The baby mama side hustle. I'm not mad at anybody making their money as long as it's not specifically hurting anyone else. Mm-hmm. You can argue the baby mama, occupation is hurting other people. I'm just gonna say that is not. So
it is though.
It is, but
it's hurting the men. But that's it.
And the kids. That's their own decision, so I don't care.
Yeah, it's their decision. They got them pregnant. Yeah.
I mean, like scamming is hurting people.
Scamming is hurting people. Yeah.
So
I mean, the kids get hurt though sometimes in the baby mama culture.
Yeah, but that's both of them their faults.
Yeah,
too.
that's true.
Well, yeah, I see what you mean, but
yeah.
For me, like I never understood that like racket of. And this is specific to men too. Like I never understood that racket of like people that don't have anything stable can make quick sums of money really quickly, mm-hmm. but don't have anything stable. And it's just like, where are you getting the money from? Like where in your mind did you think that this was going to be able to last you? Because I think
a lifetime.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I think that us, the general population, we're so desensitized to money because people throwing money in videos and you see TikTok and these people living in this apartment and they got this furniture and they're eating this food. Like we're so desensitized to money. Like making money is quote unquote easy, but it's not like, it's still money. Like you still have to like make the money.
Yeah.
And you have this.
And that's the thing too, like with retirement, like I always talk about retirement right here, and we did say in our bio that we would talk about finances stuff. That's why it's like retirement is such a crazy concept. Like, when you retire, you're not working anymore. There's no checks coming. Do you ever envision yourself living that life where you don't have to work anymore? People always want to do that, but aren't preparing for it. And it's like you said, where is the thought process of this money is not going to just be forever flowing like this?
And the thing is that other people have to understand, especially with the IG culture and people with followers, like the only way to make money in life is either you're endorsing somebody else's product or you're selling your own product. Like mm-hmm. that's literally the only 2 ways to make money. Like, and by endorsing, you could be working for a company like what we do. Yeah. We're endorsing the company because we're performing a service and telling everybody else, whatever. The
credential is sustaining because I'm making the financial report for people to invest in the company.
So I would consider us to be endorsers of wherever we work.
Yeah.
And
agreed.
Then there's people that sell products and that's how they make money. If you're not doing any one of those 2 things, then you're not making money. Like you're not making money from just having 400,000 followers on Instagram. Yeah. You have to sell something. Like, and people have to buy
selling those clothes is not forever. Like they'll be the Fashion Nova models. Once you get like older, they're gonna drop you. Like these brands, like especially when you're young, there's money in being young, and that's the thing. These brands are gonna eventually they're gonna move on from you. The same thing with OnlyFans. eventually you're gonna move on from you. You're not young, you're not vibrant anymore. Men are creeps. They like watching younger girls in videos like that. The market for you is only heavy when you're young. Like, and that's the thing. I feel like people don't think about their late 30s and their 40s. Like, they don't think that far.
I also think people don't think about how hard it is to make
money.
$100,000.
Yeah.
Like, I say it's easy to make money because there's a bunch of different ways to make money, but not necessarily that the act of making it is easy. Because like I could go get a job at 100 million different places. Like, I'm looking at all these different places around here.
Yeah.
I could go get a job at TJ Maxx right down the street if I wanted to.
Yeah.
So that's easy.
Yeah.
But
it's not easy to make a lot.
It's not easy to make $100,000 if you're not working in like a corporate job.
Yeah, like what we do.
It is not easy to do anything and make that amount of money. So that's why when like the Sydney or Christine story popped with AB, I'm not surprised that she was trying to, get 5K out of him because he's making tens of millions in the NFL. I'm not surprised by that because
they try to get money any little way they can because they know they can't make that money so consistently
because they're not selling a product and they're not endorsing
a
product.
And those same people try to shit on us. You want to work a 9 to 5? Yeah, I do. Yep. My pension's about to be vested in 2 months. I got like $30K in my retirement already. Like, I'm good. I got benefits. I got pay time off. I'm making consistent checks.
What the hell are you gonna do with $30K?
No, in my retirement.
Yeah.
Nothing right now, but that's $30K at 25. It's building. I'm gonna have like $1 million in there by the time I retire. But I'm good. I hate when people try to shit on 9 to 5s and then they be broke. Like, you can't. How you gonna shit on 9 to 5 but to somebody who's making like close to 6 figures? Like, I hate when they try to do that. Right? People are making 200K in 9 to 5s. Like
300K, 400K, 500K.
Like,
600K.
and you think you're like, and you trying to flex about being an entrepreneur. Is that sustainable? Do you have your IRA set up? Do you have money for your future kids? Do you set up a college fund for your kids? Do you have life insurance?
I don't harp on any of that. Maybe I don't even harp on life insurance too, because if you have money, then none of that stuff matters.
None of it matters. But life insurance is a hack, though. It is a hack. People be having millions, and that's by the time they're like.
Yeah, but it's a hack for
your family. That's good. Yeah, not die. For you. Yeah.
Yeah. So even that, but that is a really quick way to build generational wealth is to build
life insurance.
Build up your life insurance. Quick tip. Yeah. Build up your life insurance while you're young because the rates are cheaper because young people don't typically take out life insurance. So the life insurance companies will give you better rates when you're young versus where you're older.
I need to start shopping for
when you're older and you try to pull out a life insurance policy, they're going to give you higher rates because they expect you to die soon and they don't want to actually pay out the insurance claims. So
they try to
charge you more.
Yep.
That's how the insurance
money tip.
Insurance companies don't want to pay you the money.
People talk about generational wealth, and all they talk about is Forex. So the scammers were trying to get the IM Academy scammers were thinking Forex is the only way to create generational wealth. No, it's not.
If I took out $1 million policy right now, and assuming I live to like I'm 80 or 90 or something,
yeah, kids are gonna be using them.
It's different.
Nah, we gonna have to raise our kids. To be like, go start flexing with our money when we gone.
Well, you also shouldn't tell your kids that if I die, you're gonna
they're gonna kill me.
$100 million.
That happens too. You know how many stories where kids kill their parents?
People are so stupid where they think evil. You're gonna be the first person that they look at.
Yeah,
like
it's so.
This person just took out a new life insurance policy.
We're not telling our kids nothing. We're gonna pretend we broke when we have our kids.
No, I don't even believe in that. But it's just none of their business. I never understood people that do that. Like, it's not your kid's business. Your kid's business to know how you are doing financially.
If my parents had life insurance, I would never know because we don't talk about that. I would never know if they have a life insurance policy.
Yeah. But it's like that whole culture, like to take it back, like they got 300,000 followers. They're doing all the travel trips, but that's just because they're getting flown out by a rat. And this is no disrespect, but what the truth is, they're just getting flown out by other people.
And so the truth is that culture, like people who really who live in it,
they probably hate it
and expose. A lot of them expose them. They say that culture is not what it seems. They're like, don't be fooled, because so many people are fooled by it. They're like, don't be fooled. These people are struggling. They're sleeping on their friends' couches and they waiting for the next rapper to reach out for money. And meanwhile, everybody's like, oh my God, I want to be like this girl. No, you don't. No, you don't. You're probably in a better position financially than she is. She just gets big lumps of money here and there randomly. And that's it. And then she uses all that until it's nothing to make it look like she has a lifestyle. Yeah. That's not who you should aspire to be.
Because think about it. You have to be endorsing a product. Yeah. Fashion Nova ads ain't going to get it done because it's not like they paying $10,000.
Everybody got a Fashion Nova ad. I guess I see people with like 9,000 followers.
I'm like, wait.
Everybody got a Fashion Nova ad.
It's your Fashion Nova partner?
Right.
That ain't be getting the bills paid. And you're not selling a product. Nobody's buying your makeup line. Nobody buying your skincare. Nobody buying your swimwear because everybody does that. So they're really not making any money. And that's how they're getting it off. It's, pretending.
Yep. And the only difference between them and us is they just get money in big lump sums.
But we get money consistently. I know exactly how much my check is going to be.
Remember when we on vacation, we know the checks are going to hit because we got PTO. We're getting paid for being on vacations, chilling.
The funny thing too is, knock on glass, I can know exactly how much money, basically down to the dollar, that I'm going to have.
Me too.
Because if I never quit and I can assume what my raises would be until I retire, it's gonna get you more money, drastically more.
And just getting lump sums.
Because
randomly,
we look at these people with this status or whatever, and it's just not consistent enough. Like, especially art, like, or sports.
It's not consistent at all. Sports, you could get hurt tomorrow,
and your contract is void.
Where's your emergency money? Where's your investments for when that stuff happens? They go broke.
You know what I realized? I realize that people think that when an athlete signs a $50 million deal, that they get the $50 million up front.
No, there's contingencies, right?
There's contingencies, but also I don't think people know that the athletes get paid out in like a bi-weekly nature, just like anybody else does.
The money is like divvied up like along even amount of time, right?
Yeah, like you still have to,
if you allocate it. That's the word I was thinking of.
If you sit out for a game, you're not getting paid for that game, so you're
not feeling a contractual obligation to play.
So automatically, you had that $50 million contract. Now it's minus X amount because you missed a game or whatever it is.
And not to take away, those sports people be making bank.
They
make bank, but it's just the fact that
it's people's perception of like
that this lifestyle is so guaranteed, and that people see that money when they get offers from like their label, and their eyes light up. They feel like they set for life. No, you're not. You have to keep working and get yourself to that stoppage point where you're set. You're not set to life until you're at Nicki level, till you're at Kanye level. And look at Kanye, he's still going, still innovating, still making money. That's why, even though they hated Kim for saying it about people being lazy, but you see, she's a billionaire. Like, she's still building her brand. She could have been stopped. People just don't understand. You have to, when you're in that lifestyle, you have to keep building. If you want money to keep coming.
Never stop in entertainment.
We are good. We clock in our Monday to Friday, and we go home, and we know that we're going to do that every single week until we're in our 60s. The celebrities, they have to keep working the same way we do.
Which I hate, by the way. I hate it too. I don't recommend office life.
It's not horrible, but it's tough.
I recommend chasing whatever your dream is.
Yeah.
But if your dream is to be, trying to take
a baby mama.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but if that's your dream,
that be girls' dreams. Like, they talk about, you watch Adam 22's podcast sometimes. They'll be honest, but the thoughts I be on his show, they're honest about it. They're like, "Oh, if a rapper hit me up right now, yeah, I'm sliding. I'm gonna get a baby out of him." Ugh, bums. Because it's like I said, it's no longevity in it. They could flex all they want to talk about. I'm rich. I make money. You're rich now. There's no longevity. And if you don't have a plan for it, like, I could respect a girl who gonna do that, but got a plan for it. Like, all right, I'm gonna use this money to start my career, to launch this product, launch that. But the ones that just get the money and think it's just gonna keep coming without no work, like Kim said.
Also, I don't think people understand how much money this stuff is that they buy, which is so crazy to me, because I don't pocket watch, but I do see instances. It's like, okay, that person just bought a $500,000 car. Like, if you were to take, because the way I look at things, if you were to take the way you got that money out of the equation, how would you make that $500,000?
Yeah, that quick back. Yeah.
Right? Like, I say, I make whatever I make in my current career. If I cut that off, how else could I make that same amount doing something else? And usually nobody would have the answer to be able to do that. Like, if because I remember somebody was shitting on somebody about that. They were like, oh yeah, it was Floyd. It was Floyd Mayweather was shitting on Jake or Logan, I don't know, whatever the older one was. Yeah. He was like, if YouTube shut down right now, you're done. You're done. Like, and that's kind of like the way I try to think of things. It's like, okay, if this didn't work out, how would you be able to make that much money? And usually I don't have a way of actually coming up with that. I don't have a way right now, and I'll admit it. to come up with the money that I'm getting paid.
Me neither. And that's why, like, I do kind of somewhat agree when people are like, well, life is short, we could die tomorrow. To some point, I do agree with that. But life could also be long. Like, you shouldn't have that mindset that you're going to die. Like, why would you even want to feel that way? Why would you not want to live a long life, And why would you not want to live a long, prosperous life and be financially comfortable and don't have to work and be fine because your money's stacked up and investing and compound interest and all that? Like, why not be comfortable, I hate that whole, like, life is short. Yeah, it is. And I agree, you should enjoy your money, but there has to be a balance. There has to be a balance. Like, you can't use, like, the people try to throw that mindset at you while they just spend mad money on designer. Like, what did that designer do for you? Did it make you happy? Okay, I'm sure it did, but you had to buy all that until your bank account's under, like, $1,000 and you still live at home. Happiness, honestly, for me, is living on our own. I can see my family. I love them. And I know some people, happiness is living with their family forever. And, like, that's what their priorities are. And I get that. But it's like you saying all that, life is short. But you could be living in your own place and having a real experience instead of buying bags to try to show off to your other friends on Instagram. Like, I don't know. People are just interesting. And to each his own. It's not bothering me. At the end of the day, that's why, we always say, at the end of the day, we don't care. It's not bothering us. We good. Our accounts are good. I only care about my friends and family. I don't care about anybody else, honestly. So as long as we good, as long as our money's good, as long as we're happy, that's all I care about. But it is so crazy to me. Like, I think about that too. I'm like, the more money I make, I'm really such a hoarder. Like, I see girls that will, like, consistently get their nails done, and I know they make so much less than me, and here I am being cheap about getting my nails done. And, like, I have 5 figures and, like, 4 counts, like, and I'm sitting here like, I don't want to spend money. It's just crazy. I'm like a money hoarder. But it's just like my priorities are so different now. Like, for me, like, some people that self-care, but it's like, is it really smart to spend $80 on your nails and you make it takes you like a week to make $80? Is it really smart that you spent a week of work on your nails? Okay.
Who's working for a week for $80?
What's minimum wage?
Thank you guys for watching. This has been the A Couple of Things podcast.
Okay, a day.
About a couple of things.
It shouldn't take you a day to make money for your nails.
I'm Alex, and this has been.
It shouldn't even take you half a day. It should take you like an hour.
And we will see you guys next week.
Sometimes I'm tired. Sometimes I just be tired. No, I just want people to be smart with their money. You know what I mean? I'm very passionate.
No, you don't. You don't care.
I don't care.
You don't care. You just want to brag about yourself. Admit it. No. I don't need to
brag about myself because when everybody's struggling in retirement, they're going to see how we live.
No. Just say it. Just say yes. Say that I'm right.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. Thank you guys for watching. This has been A Couple of Things podcast. And we...
What?
You're supposed to finish it.
What'd you order? I just saw you ordering food.
I ain't ordered nothing. We out.
You ordered.